See? A very high IQ.
Are you freaking kidding me, chick?
No, it's all here.
Yeah, right.
Midnight whispers, velvet shadows fall again. In the silence of desire, let the chaos reign. Neon halos in the rain, ghosts of lovers call my name. Velvet darkness on your skin, pull me deeper into sin. Every touch a slow decay, every promise strips away. In your eyes I see the flame, calling softly through the pain. Heaven fades into the night, truth dissolves beneath the light. Every heartbeat screams your name, whisper softly.
Chaos reigns.
Let the chaos reign tonight, lost between the dark and light. Hearts collide inside the flame, no salvation in the game. Let the chaos take control, feel the thunder in your soul. In the silence of the pain, let the chaos reign. Let the chaos reign. Crimson moon across the sky, fallen angels passing by. Every kiss a sweet disguise, fire dancing in your eyes. Witnesses the state denied, two dark shadows side by side. When the world dissolves away, chaos finds another way. Heaven fades into the night, truth dissolves beneath the light. Every heartbeat screams your name, whisper softly. Chaos reign. Let the chaos reign tonight, lost between the dark and light. Hearts collide inside the flame, no salvation in the game. Let the chaos take control, feel the thunder in your soul. In my silence of the pain, let the chaos reign. Kings may fall, crowns may break. Love is just a sweet mistake. In our ruins we remain, breathing fire through the pain. Let the chaos reign tonight, heaven burning out of sight. In the ashes we remain. Let the chaos reign. Let the darkness take control, feel the thunder in your soul. Through the fire and the pain, let the chaos reign. In the shadows, let the chaos reign.
See? A very high IQ.
Are you freaking kidding me, chick?
No, it's all here.
Yeah, right.
All right, welcome guys to another session, another live stream here on the Chaos Reign channel. I am Chaos Reign. Debate time. Been a long time. Haven't really looked at and reviewed this in a while, but let's look at this firsthand. I'm gonna let the woman introduce herself more than anything else. Like, comment and all that. Subscribe this. Let's go.
I'm not okay. Isn't that what my introduction speech is?
Well, you can
starting now?
intro yourself, and then if you want to just go
I'm
right
Jen
in,
Stone.
go right into your opening.
I'm not a feminist or what did you all say it was?
Woke feminist leftist hater.
I'm not leftist either. I don't hate anybody, and
Oh, okay.
my IQ technically is at 140. So
Is it higher?
143.
I apologize.
By
for
the way,
error. Please make the
I
correction.
don't think I'm
Let the
smarter than
record
anyone.
show her IQ is in fact 143 and not 140, as I erroneously
I
stated.
don't like labels the
okay.
labels you're giving me.
Gotcha. Do you want to just go ahead into your opening statement?
Sure.
Before we go to opening statement, I'm not sure what is the highest IQ someone could attain. I'm going to do a little quick Google to see what is the highest IQ. Because if y'all know, IQ was developed and created by racists back in the early 20th century. I'll look at it as we let her talk. Let's go.
This is why I'm here, is the population likes to give such labels to everybody. Like 50% of the population is either woke or a Nazi. And I think that's contributing to the downfall of our nation. Andrew said when I was on the show that he hates people like me the most who don't take sides.
Nazi. Or Nazi? Is she said Nazi? N-A-Z-I? I think I'm hearing things. Let's go.
From the way I see it, I have a broader picture of what's actually happening in the world. It's not like I agree with everybody on each side, but everybody has something to say that can contribute to society. And people tend to just like turn off something the first time they hear something they don't agree with and say bad things about people. But when they dig deeper, everybody.
Is this part of your opening, or is this part of your response
this is the opening.
Okay.
Everybody has good points on shit. From what I see from my bigger perspective is, well, we're fighting over bathrooms and the Super Bowl and all of that nonsense. Yeah, crazy shit's happening, and it's been happening for a long time. It's on both sides. Starting, around the 1970s with Citizens United and quid pro quo, and just changing of the corporate taxes, not really paying much taxes anymore. It kind of seems like we're all fighting for the same thing. In Andrew's perspective, he wants to bring back the 1950s because there's less debauchery and family values. And the left wants a tax structure that's more towards the 1950s as well, which is basically at like the Bernie Sanders level of, taxes, which I don't advocate for completely that to happen. But they're basically fighting for the same thing and blame the other people for taking it away, if that makes sense.
Well, it doesn't really make sense the way how you're articulating it. But there is word on the street that because we're in the artificial age now, which robotics will be coming in very shortly, they're trying to now remove taxes. Our president of the United States, I don't know if he mentioned it or somebody talked about it, but that will be the only default of what is coming, because they're going to have mostly machines and artificial intelligence do most of our work. So you're not going to have a tax break if you can't employ people. And the amount of people that's in America, which is already almost 330, maybe almost 340 million strong, where people going to find work, we don't know. And I'm going to read you out the IQ in a second, but that's just my layout about that. Let's go.
And both sides have good points. They just think each other is to blame. And if you look at the bigger picture, I don't know. People need to look, instead of going back to the past, we should strive to solve issues for the future. Because with AI coming and stuff, like nothing is going to be traditional. We're in it's a new revolution, a new age. So why are we trying to bring back something that will never happen again? And basically, the last thing is, I don't care who you vote for. I'm calling it the Great Awakening. One thing most of us agree on is to stop supporting people who have lots of donors from super PACs, support people who want to change these flaws in our system that have created what some would say the deep state, the Epstein class. Vote out all the old boomers who are just corporate puppets. That goes on both sides, and that's really the only way that we could start putting the pieces back together. Basically, that's it.
Just one really quick thing. I know Andrew has.
Damn, baby, you're long-winded. You're very long-winded. It sounds good. It sounds right, but that's only the people that are running society, the ones that's in politics and upper, will make that reality. And personally, they're not rolling out yet, but it is eventually coming. My thing with her, the issue I have with her, is she's talking about the 1950s. I'm not sure why a lot of people get caught want to go back to the 50s. The 50s was just an anomaly. It was something that was only created for a certain period of time. We're beyond the 50s now. And mind you, everything or anybody that had it good during the 50s, that was after America became number one currency and after World War II of the 40s. So let's keep going.
Bunch of notes that he wanted to jump into. At the very beginning of your opening, you conflated, for example, people on the right calling the other side woke, and that you compared that to people on the left calling people on the right Nazis. Do you think that that's an equivalent comparison? Because I think levying the label of Nazi towards somebody who's right-wing is like orders of magnitude a more egregious, perhaps mislabeling than just calling somebody woke. Woke doesn't seem to have quite the gravitas.
Yes.
And it's not quite as negative as Nazi.
I agree with that, but when they say woke, like he calls everyone Marxists and communists.
Who? Andrew?
I
Only-
mean, I
only
think
Marxists and communists. Only Marxists and communists.
and you call them like what you always use the word debauchery,
Degeneracy, maybe.
degeneracy, and
Only degenerates.
and just I don't call anyone a Nazi. That's why I'm saying I'm not
Would you call a Nazi?
for sure. And then calling people who are protesting
So
domestic terrorists. I think it goes extreme on both sides.
can I ask you something?
know?
Because you're both citing it. What you're doing
I'm
is
not both starting it. I
You
lean
are.
Before he, goes really in on this so-called IQ chick, make sure you like the stream. If you have any thoughts, opinions, put it in the chat room. If you feel like the stream is pretty good or whatever, hit a super chat here and there. But really true, let's have the conversation, because now it looks like we have someone that has qualities because her IQ is big, so she should be able to debate the one Andrew Wilson effectively. But we shall see.
more left.
It's called a.
I lean
what
more.
you're doing-
I'm a libertarian. I've talked about
calm
this.
down. I haven't said a word.
Okay.
Okay. What you're doing is called both siding. It's the attempt to pretend that you have neutral positions when you don't have neutral positions. And that's what you're doing, is you're both siding. For instance, you said you're talking about Nazis and woke. Andrew, you call everybody a degenerate. Andrew, you call everybody a Marxist. No, I call Marxist. I call communist. I call degenerates. I ask you, would you call a Nazi? Yeah. So what's the difference?
Some of the ways you describe people, I don't agree with that.
Is somebody
With
who
how you
participates
describe
in gangbangs nightly a degenerate?
Yes.
Okay. Is somebody?
But
is
the
some-
majority
hang on,
of
hang on.
people on the
Is
left
somebody
aren't
who-
doing gangbangs.
That's not what I'm asking, though. Is somebody who says that they're a Stalinist, communist, are they Marxist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then is somebody who is wearing a uniform that says SS and has a swastika on it, are they a Nazi?
Yes, but you're conflating
So then I
half the
don't understand-
population as one
When?
thing and half the population as something
When?
else.
When have I done these?
I've literally watched
When have I done
all
these
your
things?
interviews. Not all of them. And you literally say, I know I'm Christian, but I hate the left.
I do. It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
I do fucking hate leftists.
Yeah, it's
God will one day punish my eternal soul
So
for
why-
the fact that I just cannot bring myself to not hate fucking leftists.
well, okay, then you shouldn't be preaching morals to the world.
Why not? Because of false.
Preach the morals, just don't do it in the name of Jesus if you're going against what Jesus says.
So just be.
No, he's in his right state of. He's in the right state to preach and uphold anything, because unlike the high Q chick, this man is a man. He is a man of morals. He is a man of God, and he wants the world to be a more stable place, and doesn't want the world run and control and conduct in degeneracy. So yeah, Andrew's in the right state of mind to say yes, he wants that morals. He is a Christian man. Yeah, no doubt.
Be perfect.
Don't be perfect, but you.
So how
But
imperfect am I
don't
allowed
be
to be?
vain. You're not supposed to be vain.
How
You're
is that
not-
vanity? That's me. That's the opposite of vanity. Me saying I have a moral failing, right? An aspect of my own morality that's very difficult for me to, a demon that's very difficult for me to surmount, which is I know I'm not supposed to hate people. I know that. But I also can't fucking help but hate leftists. I can't. And by the way, that's a struggle that Christians all over the United States have every single day. Wouldn't it be the opposite of vanity if I say to people, if I were to go, hey, I'm fucking perfect in every conceivable way. I'm without flaw. I am awesome in every conceivable way. That's vanity. Wouldn't the opposite of vanity me saying, look, I know that I have a high moral standard, and I know I myself at times don't live up to that high moral standard, which is part of Christian ethics. Isn't that the opposite of being vain?
No, I think being vain is not working on it and then openly saying, like you did to Charlie, I'm better than you, and calling her dumb and stuff like that. I don't think that's the correct way to go about
She shouldn't have opened her stupid mouth about my wife then.
Yeah, screw Charlie. I'm sorry, sweetie. Screw Charlie. I mean, yeah, she did a low ball when she went out her way to call out Andrew's wife for whatever reason, and most let me know about Andrew's wife like that until Charlie mentioned it, and then I heard a content creator cover it, which I don't know if I'm going to cover it on this channel. I'm still thinking about it, but anyway, let's go.
That was before that happened, actually. It was right before. But
No,
it's
was
just
it?
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was after. I'll bet you $100 it was after.
I know for sure the stupid thing came before.
Well, perhaps we shouldn't have a meta conversation about.
Oh well,
previous
no, that's
debate,
true.
but-
I called her stupid, but
Yeah.
stupid has nothing to do with. Was I attacking her family? No, I didn't do any of that. Me saying you have a stupid position, or that's idiotic, or that's moronic, right? That's light stuff.
Well, like, blessed are the meek, blessed are the peacemakers. And the thing about Christianity is you're supposed to strive and work to be, for the way I perceive Jesus is literally trying to get to discipleship, which means like following all of the commandments and not using like being forgiven as, and being a sinner as an excuse to keep doing it. You have to always work towards being better instead of just accepting like, oh, this is me. Yeah, you have to work for that. And it doesn't.
I've told this story many times, the story of the monk. I don't know if you've heard that before. It was a monk who was an alcoholic his entire life. And then when he died, people were crying. And one monk said, why are you crying? He was drunk his entire life. And they were so happy because he had cut his booze consumption down by half. Just meant that the entirety, he was trying to overcome that demon his entire life, and he couldn't quite do it. Okay? I get it. I understand. Right? If you think that I don't struggle with the fact that I do have heavy hatred in my heart for leftists, you're wrong. Struggle with it all the time. I understand that I'm not a perfect person. I've always understood I'm not a perfect person. I also understand these people do everything that they can to make sure I fucking hate them too.
A lot of that is
Everything they
media
can do to
and
make sure I hate
lack of
them.
education. So yeah,
They're the most
a lot of it's
educated people
propaganda
they're the
on
most-
both sides.
They're the most educated people on the planet.
Ew, the OnlyFans girls you have on the
No,
show?
leftists.
Yes, and you think with more education comes more wisdom, or
That's what your point just was 5 seconds ago. 5 seconds ago, you're like, it's lack of education. They're
No,
the
I
most
mean the
educated
people on your on like this that comes on this show is what I was talking about.
Most of them have more education than I do.
Yeah, that's why I see things from a bigger picture. Our educational system is fucked. Like, I watch this show and I'm like, wow, where's the world coming to? But I also watch on the left when they ask similar questions about history and stuff and government, and they're just as clueless. So I that's why I think I have an advantage
No, they're just monstrous.
of just
They're just monsters.
seeing the bigger picture of like, I mean, we're all fucked up. We're all kind of dumb, and instead of fighting each other, maybe we should just work on fixing the issues.
Yeah, the problem is
You can't fix the issue unless you address what is the issue. And right now, where it stands, we're in the line of decline and degeneracy here in the West. And what I mean by this, women are screwing, getting their cheeks clapped by all groups of men. These dudes out here are doing some things that God knows we know what they're doing. So really, truly, we can't have no conversation until we attack the beast within and what is going on, which this is the problem. And y'all know what the problem is, guys. I don't have to go more detail on that. Let's go.
is that we can't even agree on what the descriptors of the issues are.
Well, I think we should start with just what do they call it? Table issues. No, we don't.
Okay.
We all can agree.
Give me a table issue.
A good economy. We can all agree on ending corruption.
Okay, great. So
we can
let's-
all agree on
Let's start with this, like a good economy. Would you agree with me that it would lower housing prices if we were to deport every illegal immigrant tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you think that the left's going to go along with that?
No.
No. So I don't understand
Well-
how. So how is it that when you have a table issue, you say, okay, here's an issue. I want a good economy. Go, okay, great. We can
But
start
let's
with.
dive
Hang on.
deeper into that.
Let me finish the point.
Okay.
Okay. How is it that if I can't find any common ground with these people, how are we supposed to surmount these ideological differences exactly? Can you tell me how to do that?
If you stick to the basic common ground, first of all, like the housing market issue isn't an issue of, like, it might contribute, like the legals might contribute a little bit, but that's
You see
a
what I mean?
tiny
We
little
can't even
chunk.
agree on descriptors. So if we can't even agree on descriptors of problems, how is it that you expect that
You
we're going
have to look at everything as a full picture. You can't.
Wait, stop. Let him finish.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's do it this way. Tell me the full picture.
The full picture in my imaginary, perfect situation of how to fix things is the first thing we need to do is vote out all the puppets and vote.
Hang on. Who's we?
We the people, everyone
people.
on both sides. Forget the culture wars. Let's just have a small truce until
Culture wars still good.
the agreed upon terms are agreed upon, and then we can get to the cultural issues.
Okay. And who are the puppets we're voting out? What are their names?
What are the puppets' names?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not just one person. It's the corporations.
Okay,
It's the CIA.
Okay, good. Well, you can name a few names. Okay, we have context. What are the names? Come on, baby. Lay it out. You got a high IQ. You should know these people's names. Blurt them out.
Corporations aren't names of people. Who
No.
are the puppets we're voting out? What are their names?
You just vote based off of the PACs that have contributed to their funds.
No, I'm asking about names. What are the names of the people we should be voting out?
Mostly all of them.
Who? Give me some names.
I can say who to keep. Keep Thomas Massey. Keep Rand Paul. MTJ. I'm sure she's going to come back. On the left, what's the dude that was teaming with?
Yeah, no, but who are the global puppets that we're going to come together to get rid of?
There's easy ways to look at this.
Okay.
There's websites where you can look at their campaign fund contributions, and you can actually see how they vote on certain things, whether it seems directly correlated to like money or PACs like
You see the
for
vagary?
Israel.
Do you see how vague you are?
It's not vague.
Well, hang on. You're saying what you're doing is you're saying it's us versus them, we versus those. Okay, I understand that. But who's the we and who are the they?
We the people deciding to.
Well, these are people.
Whoever's on your side, if they if you elected them and they promise all these things and they're going directly against what you elected them for, plus have PAC contributions from like corporations, and if they're getting rich by trading stock, that sort of thing, then maybe they should go.
Yeah, but the problem is that we live in a democracy. Democracies are set up in power structures, and the power structures are set up based around people's interests. So people have learned that they can raid the treasury by having X amount of people who are representing their interests in office.
Exactly.
So there is no, hang on, no. If that's exactly, then your point's contradicted.
No.
Yeah, I'll
I
explain.
wasn't
Hang on,
done.
I'm going to
Okay.
explain how your point's contradicted. Because there is no we. There is no collective. What there is there's a whole bunch of different power blocks all competing for their own interests in the United States for power.
Yeah. I
That's
agree
what's
with that.
happening.
I agree with
so
that.
when you say we should put our petty differences aside, well, they're not petty differences. They're massive differences. There is no collective we. There's groups and blocks of people who are competing for power, utilizing the democratic process. That's what's happening. So how do you plan on surmounting that barrier? How
So,
can I go?
Vote for people
Oh,
who
vote. We're going to vote harder. We're going to vote our way out of this.
do either that or revolution. This is my last attempt. This is
Who are we having a revolution against? The voting bloc is just as bad as the elites they put in power. So who the fuck are we supposed to revolt against? Am I supposed to revolt? Let's say I did. Let's say we did tomorrow. We revolted against the government. Let's just say, right? Who's we then? Which power bloc is
No
revolting
pa-
against which block of government in order to get power? Which one am I supposed to support? Because the
Support-
way that the democracy is set up, it's not a monolith. It is independent power interests, and they're all voting
I get
against the
that.
interest of other people and in their own
That's
interests.
why we need to hire people who have taken PAC money, and their biggest objectives to start off with is repealing the laws that got this situation here to begin with.
Yeah, but the problem, you can't do that, and here's why. If you have PACs and super PACs out there right now who are supporting abortion rights for women, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So all the people who want abortion rights, all the women who want abortion rights, they want those PACs donating. They think they're benevolent. They think that's good. And so on the other side, the people who are anti-abortion, who think that you're murdering tons and tons and tons of children, right? They support PAC endeavors, which are designed to put politicians in place, which will put local legislation against things like abortion.
I'd say no PACs. What I would do in a perfect world is get rid of the PACs altogether
Okay.
and use government funding and give them all the equal amount to campaign on and take that out of.
So you're going to give all the power of the vote to the media?
To the media.
Yeah, well,
and
Yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah,
more
no, it
than
would
just
just
the
be media.
media.
So let's say that you
there's
had-
more than just the media. There's
Nope.
door knocking. There's
If you had, let's say you had 4 politicians, right, and all of them were funded with public financing, they all got the same amount. Let's say it was $1 million, right? Let's just say it was. Whichever politician mass media covers the most, that's actually going to be the politician that wins. It doesn't matter the money at that point, because media who's covering them, they'll always be
getting
able to
paid
pump
too.
in whatever money they want. They'll end up electing the person that they want.
well, maybe we should make laws against that as well.
What do those look
don't
like?
know.
You don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't know. You don't know
I'm not a lawmaker.
This whole,
My whole thing is us as a people.
yeah, I thought you had this great bird's eye view and understood how it all works.
I understand what's happening, and I understand if we all work together, we can start making some steps in the right direction.
How are we going to work together? We can't even agree on the issues.
I don't know what you've been watching, but this has been spreading all over media of this pact or.
Baby, you're talking in circles. You're not making sense. Get to your point, please. Get to your point. Let's go, man.
We all agree on America first. We all agree on.
We don't agree on that.
The majority of us do.
No, the majority of us don't.
Yes, America First was kind of more of a Dem thing. Like, we were tired of all the wars this whole time. America First kind of came in.
No, America First
We
was
used-
the idea, was Trump capturing the idea of the American family again. The idea that you could have a single income and support an entire family by utilizing a tax system based on tariffs against our enemies and making it fair again. That was one of the that was
One of
probably the
them.
core idea of America.
No,
hang on.
I
Let
would
me finish my
disagree.
point.
Okay.
The core idea of America First was that, right? The idea that he was going to get rid of all the illegal immigrants, things like that. Yes, that's true that was a core part of his message. But ultimately, he was trying to reinvigorate and recapture the idealism of the American family. That is what America First really was.
Well, I'd say the majority of the population believes America First is taking care of us before we start bombing people and funding Israel and bailing people out.
I
and
agree, but
listen,
who's we again? When you say taking care of
Listen,
us first,
and
we is the American
It's the
family.
same thing because you act like Dems don't want to have families
They
and
don't.
stuff.
They fucking hate
Can
families.
you look up the statistics on that?
There
On
actually
what?
is something on this. Hey, Nathan, can you go pull up the Discord? Do you know our Discord?
Well,
We do have some data on this. I have an infographic. Nathan, let me know when you're on the Discord. Okay, so you're going to scroll down. There's a research tab in our Discord, so that it's not it's closer to the bottom, and you're going to see whatever stats, infographics. Do you see the infographics? Okay, and then if you scroll 3 up, do you see the NBC News decision desk poll? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to click on that, and then there's 2 photos. Click on the first one, and then, put it window tab. Click on the image. All right. You might have to, I'm just going to read it. But so this is.
Yeah, that's not a good image. I would say this. Yes, the Democrats by default don't promote or advocate for actual families. They actually do the opposite, and the reason why they do the opposite is because they're the main people to cause disunion and confusion among the population of people, and people that fall or deal with demo ideology, you're gonna be confused, and you don't want no families either. So that's one thing I will say about that. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and come on, guys, hit the chat room. Let's go.
Is women who voted for Harris. They have, this is the importance to personal definition of success. So at the very top, for women who voted for Harris, Democrats, fulfilling job career, 51%. At the very bottom, here, you're going to have to hide us. Okay, in the sources tab, do you see where it says right corner? Just hide us temporarily, yeah. So it says for women who voted for Harris, it's being married 6%, having children 6%, and then mouse over to the next image. Yeah, click that one, and then click on it. And this is men who vote for Harris, being married 11%, having children 9%. You can compare and contrast that with the women who voted for Trump versus the men who voted for Trump. Interestingly enough, can you go back to the other one? So men who voted for Trump, having children is at the very top there,
priority.
being married 29, and you contrast that with women who voted for Harris. Actually, men who voted for Trump have a higher priority for having children, being married, than even women who voted for Trump. Can you just pull up the other one really quick again? So even women who voted for Trump, they actually rank being married and having children lower than men who voted for Trump, but it's still greater than Democrats.
I think what contributes to that is where we are financially. I do agree there's more people on the left that don't want kids, but we were raised...
Because they're anti-natalist monsters.
See, they're...
Anti-natalism
You
is
see, that's
more
what you got to
common.
work on. Okay, so...
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? They abort their kids.
When the baby boom happened, right?
The baby boom?
Yeah, like, boomers.
Yeah, he's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of that it happened when our economy was in a great space. I think people are waiting to get married till they're older and have kids till they're older because
of feminism?
Well, I mean, yeah, that has a part to it, but It's freaking expensive.
Andrew was asking you a good question as to, you're saying we should all unite and get together, but Andrew said, well, we don't even agree on some of these basic issues. Just curious, what's your position on what? But he brought up illegal immigration, for example, and how that has an impact on the economy. The housing stock in this country is diminished if it's occupied by illegal immigrants. Are you in favor of deporting all the illegal immigrants in this country?
I have a middle ground. I would deport.
Both sides.
The world has a middle ground. Literally nothing is black and white.
Two questions.
Can I
then.
finish the answer?
Yeah. Just let me revise the question.
Yes, deport
Wait,
most
two
of
questions.
them.
Hold on. Should we completely bar, have stronger border protection?
Yes.
So barring people from entering the country illegally, and then the second question: of the people who have arrived here illegally, who are here, should we just deport them?
My stance is for sure have the best border security as possible.
Okay.
As for the people who have been here for a long time, have created businesses and really integrated into our society with no criminal records, I think it's actually cheaper to come up with a plan for them to become legal instead of kicking them out.
So amnesty.
Yeah, I mean, they have to pay if they don't, a lot of them do pay taxes, but back taxes and fines and get on the list. And there definitely should be some fines.
So
and
when
stuff
we
like
get
that.
together to agree on these table issues, right?
Yeah.
Should we agree with you and give amnesty to these people?
Welcome everybody in chat. Welcome, Mr. Strong. That would be interesting, but I believe Donald Trump was born and raised in America, but his parents are from what part are his parents from again? Germany? I could be wrong. Can someone put in the chat room where Donald Trump's ancestors come from? Where his parents originally from? Put in the chat room.
Financially, I think it's cheaper, first of all, but
Would it be cheaper to not?
Well, hang on a second, Brian, because
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think as American and democracy, we should all work together, and it's not all black or white, the
Yeah, I
most
know, but-
right or to the
But that's
most
not my
left.
question. My question is when we say we here,
Okay, I was right. He's a German. German, yeah. Ain't it ironic? His father came to America. I'm not sure what year his father. I wouldn't be surprised if his father came during the so-called Holocaust of Germany of the 1930s up to the 40s, because Donald Trump was born in 1946. So let that sink in. He was born in 46. His father came during the war in Germany with Hitler. Why? I think that's the answer. Is that yes? It looks like it's wildly ironic. Yes. Yeah. All right.
Most
We vote on
most
it.
people on the right. Yeah, okay, we vote on it. We did. We voted in Trump.
Yeah,
So the thing is here's the question though. The question is, should we, when you say we, the collective we, who are all supposed to be working hand in hand, should we just follow what you're saying and give amnesty to illegals?
I think if you look at what the polls say, the majority of people aren't cool with what's happening. They
Talking
think,
about ICE.
yeah, they think it went too far, and it's not really. We all agree law and order is necessary, but the way it's been going about.
Well, it's
is
amazing to
bad.
me that you want the collective we to get together to do things you want.
I think we all want. We're all tired of the hate.
Yeah, I don't think
and-
that there's a collective we. When you say
Well,
we, you just mean me.
Okay, no, I'm not.
Yeah, you
I
do.
watch both left and right politics. We're all talking about the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get from not picking sides completely. Literally, Trump's poll numbers are 37 right now. All of the
Yeah, so
podcasters
Obama's poll numbers were really low too.
all of the podcasters who helped get Trump elected, except for a few, they all agree with what I'm saying. Even
Which ones?
Like Joe Rogan, David Smith, Candace Owens.
You think Joe Rogan
Dave-
agrees with you?
That ICE went too far? Yeah, he said it in his videos.
And he didn't say it when I was talking to him.
I don't know if you've watched Joe Rogan, but he kind of like agrees with everybody.
I don't know if
he
you've
has
talked to Joe
on.
Rogan, but I have.
Yeah, I saw you talk
I don't know
to
what
Joe
you're
Rogan.
talking, but no, that didn't appear to be what his position
Well,
was. He appeared
should
to
we
think
pull that up?
he appeared to think that leftists were part of a massive conspiracy, and what that
I saw that. I
and
watched
what
your
that-
episode.
Yeah. So then, what are you talking about?
He's saying the riots did, but in his previous videos, he said that ICE went too far, and the
No,
way
he
they're-
didn't actually say that.
and with the masks and
What he said, what he was
his
making,
recent video, he
Yeah.
had the conspiracy that like it was orchestrated
it's not a
for
conspiracy.
a reason to cover up
It's
the fraud that was happening in Minnesota.
if that it's not a conspiracy.
I mean,
the
most
fact
of the stuff that's happening is funded by different sides. I agree with that, but he does agree ICE in general has gone too far.
I don't think-
and Trump with the way he's
That's not
deporting
what I heard
people-
from him.
Can we look it up?
If you want to take an out of context clip, because I know the one you're referencing.
No, I watch every one of his episodes.
Okay, then what was the episode called?
There was multiple of them. We have to go
So
back.
name one
several
of them.
months. Does anyone know names of people's episodes?
Yes.
I think
Yes, they
I think
do.
it was maybe a Dave Smith episode. Can we look this up, internet?
I mean, I don't know if there's copyright considerations if we pull up a clip.
But not just that. Besides, I'll even grant Rogan. Let's just say that Rogan does.
It's not just Rogan; it's all over the
yeah. Well,
all over.
okay. Who else?
Dave Smith, Candace Owens.
Dave Smith's a
He's libertarian. I know.
Dave Smith's a libertarian, right? Not a right winger at all.
Well, yeah.
Candace Owens is a conspiracy nutcase.
Literally half your side is a conspiracy nutcase. Joe Rogan is too.
Okay.
I love it. Most of the conspiracies come out true.
They do they?
I mean, to a point, yeah.
You know what my brother said?
Like this Pizzagate
My brother said
thing,
something really funny. and
coming out
I'm
true.
about to get whatever canceled. My brother said something super funny. He said that Candace Owen needs to get to the back of the algorithm.
Take a quick pause. Acknowledge the chat room. Let's see what's been written here. As Mr. Spell Strong, if I said it right, if I butcher your name, I apologize. You're right. He also wants people to just do whatever he is suggesting. Yeah. Joe definitely said that. Okay. Joe literally said that. Yep. And one last thing. Let me see. Oh my, I can't read that. I can't read that. Sorry, guys. That did not make the chat room. You might have to rewrite that. Yeah, I might have to rewrite that. I don't think Google accept that. Let me see. Yeah, it didn't accept that. Rewrite that again, Mr. Sip Strong. Let's go.
He said that, bro. Yeah. But anyway,
just to be fair, I did look up your claim about Joe Rogan. Apparently, in an episode January 2026, this is an AI overview. Sometimes it's incorrect, but at least it does say that Joe Rogan, compared their tactics to the Gestapo and did suggest they went too far.
and then
by detaining individuals, including U.S. citizens,
And
on the
then,
streets without proper cause.
first of all, I saw that episode, right? And in context, he was having a conversation about this with the guest. He wasn't actually adopting that position. That's one. The second is
That's what he does in all of his episodes.
the second is that his position, at least when I talked to him, was that he understood that, hey, there is definitely an orchestrated plan by leftists in order to agitate using and they use a mathematical formula to do it. They agitate in order to get feds to overreact, and when the feds overreact, then they justify their garbage fucking politics by saying that they're the Gestapo.
Well, there's the same thing conspiracy on the right that if you look at Project 2025 beforehand, it kind of plans this sort of thing using military action and stuff.
Well, hold on. Before we get into Project 2025, even
Yeah,
if
there's
we
the
were
same conspiracy on the left,
to
is what I'm
grant,
saying.
Look, even if we're going to go ahead and grant and say, yes, ICE has made certain mistakes here, law enforcement, they're humans, they make mistakes. In all kinds of different professions, people make mistakes. Law enforcement makes mistakes. But in terms of their core mission, their foundational base mission, which is to deport genuine illegal immigrants, do you object to their core mission?
I don't object to that. But the one thing,
Yeah, you do. You want amnesty.
not complete amnesty. Okay, It's a long-term solution. But another Joe Rogan quote was, and a lot of others said that
Well, Joe Rogan's not here, but
I know we voted to deport all
That's
the criminals.
true. He's not. But it's not just that.
It's not just him either. It's
Joe Rogan.
Most people think we went too far.
He's more of a middle of the road guy. Dave Smith's a libertarian. When you're talking about right wingers, I want to hear right wingers, the right wingers who would agree with your plan for amnesty. Who are they?
I'm not talking
By
about
the way,
mass.
Dave Smith wouldn't agree with that.
Oh, I see. And the guy writes, I split this wrong. Oh, damn, I split this wrong. Oh, woo. Okay, I split this wrong. I think I said right. I like that. I give it. All right. Let's keep going.
Plan for amnesty either.
I didn't talk about amnesty. I said that in general, Trump's campaign was about criminals and rapists.
yeah, but what would
and
actually
stuff.
be,
They never said they were going to bring masked
these
people.
people have committed a crime.
Oh, to answer your question, I'm in the middle. But the reason why I didn't want to read that is because when I look at my other device, I always gotta make sure Google accepts what's being put in the chat room. Now, if it's a super chat, then yeah, it will be accepted. But usually, if it's a normal chat that's that did not pop up on another device, I cannot read it. My rule here on the Chaos Rain Show is I'll read certain chat rooms if it's reasonable, and Google accepts it. If Google don't accept it, most like 9/10 time, it does not want to be seen on the live air overall. Because remember, this device and this device runs differently. That what is going on in the chat room. Just to let you know. I hope that was clear. All right, let's go.
And by
They
entering the
should
country
be deported.
illegally,
I get that. I'm saying yeah.
I'm a little
I
confused.
want-
On one hand, you said you want
I think
pathway
there's
to
a
citizenship.
cheaper, better solution. Yeah, deport people, but
Well, can I ask you a question really quick? You say it's cheaper. Do you think, as far as having illegal immigrants in this country, the only thing that we're focused on is purely the economics of it?
No.
Like there's other factors too, perhaps.
No, I agree. You don't
Like,
want
wouldn't
the
you
white
agree-
race
hold on,
to
but your
go
argument
away.
is, it would be cheaper to have them create a pathway to allow them to stay here. Wouldn't it be technically cheaper? Let's say hypothetically there was a murderer, but he only you have like precognition, that he will only have committed that one murder and he will never murder again, and he will otherwise be a law-abiding citizen from there on out. You would agree that it would be cheaper to not, have law enforcement attempt to investigate the murder and, go through the criminal prosecution process. It would be cheaper, right, to just let the murderer off?
What I'm talking about
No,
is
but answer the question.
Oh, of course it would be cheaper.
Right. But just because something's cheaper doesn't necessarily mean that that is the right course of action.
Well, I think the right course of action is to do investigations like that on these people who've been here for a long time, because that's cheaper. I think
Well, you said
maybe
it's cheaper to let them just give them pathway to citizenship, which may be true.
I mean, it is true, but I think investigation, and just like how, what we should make sure that they're not criminals and have a good standing in
they've
society.
committed a crime by entering the country illegally.
I speed
or
all the
overstaying
time.
visas.
That's a civil crime. That's
Do you
not.
think speeding is equivalent to being here illegally?
We would do the same thing. It's
also-
not
wait,
if you're
but law
trying to save
enforcement-
your
hold on,
family
law
and your
enforcement-
life. That's not evil.
Law enforcement does enforce speeding. They'll give out speeding tickets.
I actually agree with you. We would do the same thing. So what?
Yeah. The difference is, I guess, empathy. I mean,
Oh.
that I
Suicidal
know you
empathy?
don't have empathy. It's not suicidal empathy. I want the majority of them to be deported. That's not too much empathy.
do?
That's having some empathy.
So the thing here that's funny is it's anytime you talk to both sides, they're always leftists, and they're always libs, and they're always like, hey,
not true.
the thing is, you just said that you were more on the left side than the right side.
That's because of social freedom. If you look at libertarians, they want social freedom, and considering both sides have completely fucked our government with spending, I'm going to go more towards the Dems.
What libertarians
Before she goes back with her babble, let's go back to the chat room by spilt. What? by the one that spelt this wrong. He writes, can't make it up. These two clowns. Oh yes. Another comment. Let me see. Yes, speeding and being here illegally are both civil offense. They are equally legal. Yeah. And let me see. The other one didn't make up. All right, so I can't read the next one. The next one Google didn't like. All right, let's keep going.
They want social freedom affirmed by property rights. The United States is property of the citizens of the United States. From the libertarian ethos, deporting fucking people who aren't supposed to be here would be just fine and appropriate and
let's
good.
put that to the states to decide if they want them to gone or not. Isn't that more libertarian?
No.
To let the states decide if they want the people out or not?
So here's the thing. It's funny. It's like, okay, you agree that the border states, those are the ones who would take the brunt of that, right? And those states would basically be utilizing their resources to protect all the states behind them.
The brunt of what? Allowing people to vote on it?
No,
or what?
of people legally crossing. Like, for instance, the Texas border, Californian border. These.
Oh, one thing. Since the guy's talking about borders and the lady might either agree or disagree, to people in the chat room, do you believe or think that there should be more stricter border policy and who comes in and comes out of the United States? Because I've traveled outside the United States and I can't recall personally, and I haven't really traveled every part of the world, but I think most countries in the world have strict borders. So I'm not sure we're the only ones that's more lenient with our borders. Let me know in the chat room. I'm reading a second.
Arizona, these are going to be states that are going to take the brunt of illegal immigration, right?
Yeah, then let them have laws that, and the government can pay for the funding to keep it secure.
But then how is
and
that
if
up
they
to the
want
states
them to
then?
stay, it's up to the states to make their own laws regarding who can stay and who has
Yeah,
to
great.
go.
And then once
Okay. Spell wrong rights. Less strict borders. Okay.
state says you can have complete amnesty here, and then all the illegals go into that state, get amnesty, and then go back to the other state that they want to go to.
See, everything in life has consequences, and when you want a smaller
They
government,
do. It does. Does everything in life? That's crazy. I didn't know everything.
Usually
in life
when
had
people make
consequences.
dumb mistakes in law, they correct them. We're a young nation. That's how we grow.
Yeah. Do you know how you correct this? You get rid of the illegals. All of them.
I don't think the majority of our issues are illegal immigrants. That's what I'm trying to say. Illegal
What
immigrants
are the majority of our issues?
I would say our tax structure.
Yeah, baby, you're not really high IQ. And then another man writes, Brandon Delfoltz 4703 writes, we need more stricter borders. Okay. Another guy said we need more stricter borders. Okay. I'm not gonna go there with that. Let's continue.
And our $39 trillion in debt.
Yeah. So let's talk about our tax structure. You want us to pay 90% like Sanders?
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Okay. How much?
I say literally just start with getting rid of the loopholes for the. I think it's more the corporations. I think wealthy people who like are doctors and stuff, they're paying pretty high taxes. If you look at the corporate tax rate says it's at 21%, but it's actually with all the reductions and kickbacks and stuff, averaged at 11%. But if you look at the rich, and it goes from poorest corporations.
Okay. So you want to raise taxes on corporations?
Get rid of the loopholes first off.
That would
I
raise
think,
their taxes, right?
Yeah, I think that would make a big difference.
That would raise their taxes,
Yes.
right? Okay. Let me ask you a question. If a corporation's making a product for you to buy, which is what they're doing, and you raise their taxes, what happens to the price of that product?
It could go up.
Oh, it could? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware. Do corporations pass on the cost of a product to the consumer?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you got
do
it.
tariffs.
Wait a second. Hang
The
on.
tariffs are adding.
Yeah. I don't mind this comment here. Yeah. The problem with individual taxes, because the people pay the taxes the most, we're actually getting the blunt of the tax more than the corporations. So I would have to agree with that statement. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's continue.
Cost to the consumer as well.
Wait, I'm super confused though. So you want to get rid of the tariff because it's adding on cost to the consumer, but you want to raise corporate taxes, which is adding cost to the consumer.
Well,
brilliant plan.
My plan's bigger in the future. Since AI is taking over and we're all basically going to be jobless. Yeah, I think the corporations,
yes.
There needs to be an excessive wealth tax. What's crazy, if 10% of the S&P 500 pays zero corporate taxes, and a lot of them are getting money back from the government, and I think that's crazy. In your brilliant time of the 1950s, yeah, we didn't have this tax structure.
When have
Since
I ever advocated to go back to the 1950s ever?
I mean, you've talked about it a lot on this podcast.
Never happened once.
I mean, if you look at from...
Do anybody really agree with that? The engineer talked about we should go back to the 50s. I was kind of confused during the beginning part of the stream that he did mention about the 1950s, or she mentioned about it. I could be wrong. I'm not rewinding back because, as you know, this stream is pretty long, so we're going to let it slide for now. I'm gonna read y'all chat in a second. Oh, one other thing, to the if you write to somebody or add somebody, it's not gonna show up in Google to let you know. So if you post it there, the guy that you're trying to communicate will not respond back because Google did not accept it for some reason. So I'm not sure if you had to rewrite the whole comment or whatever. Let's go. Just give me a heads up. Let me see your name again. Let's see. I'm trying to say your name properly. So butcher it. I spelled something wrong. I spelled something wrong. Yeah, that's you. All right. And salute to Mike TV. What's good, Mike? How's everything, my brother? Everything good with you? Everything well? I hope everything's good. I see you doing your thing on the and your channel. Excellent channel. All right, let's keep going.
The 1970s and above, the wealth distribution has gone from the middle class to the rich, and it's still increasing. And you can see what happened, and it didn't start with Reagan, but yeah, he did a good job getting.
Thank you, Mike T. I appreciate it. I try. As you know, the channel is slowly, climbing up, but I do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, sir. Let's continue.
So your plan is raising the prices of consumer goods. That's your plan.
That's Trump's plan too, right?
No. His plan was to utilize.
My plan
his plan was to utilize tariffs.
My plan is legit. If you look at graphs, we're becoming poorer, and what you would call the Epstein class keeps getting richer, and they're the ones controlling what I also
the average
call
American
a shadow
is
government.
getting richer, not poorer. What are you talking about?
Can you look up a graph
all you gotta do is
showing the
look-
1950s to now about wealth distribution?
Yeah, no. It's not about wealth distribution. Show instead.
That's inflation.
Hang on. Show instead poverty line. The poverty line. How do you agree with me right now that way more people are above the poverty line than they have
Do you
been?
know how the poverty line is created?
I do.
It's not realistic in a world with technology and stuff like that. That's an old school way of looking at it. If you look at it with realistic today's standards, the poverty line is much higher than that.
Yeah, and how many millionaires do we have right now?
I don't know.
The most
I'm not
in
even
history?
worried about. Yeah, I'm worried about the corporations.
I know you want to raise taxes on corporations, thus raising prices on consumer goods.
Yeah, fine.
Great.
That's probably for the better.
Great.
If it takes our country out.
I can't wait to endorse this plan where I spend more money on things I buy.
You're doing that for tariffs.
No, you're not doing that for tariffs. Tariffs don't work that way. That's not the same thing at all.
My bigger picture is our society is going to collapse if we don't take down the debt. And how are we going to do that? We should make this government smaller, but also we're going to need more tax revenue, which that's where the corporations come in. And then once jobs are eliminated, if we don't have laws put in place, like an extreme wealth tax like they had in the 1950s, then...
That nobody paid.
Yeah, there was loopholes. Some people did pay it, but...
Almost nobody paid it. Just so you know.
Did they have the excess wealth?
Well, what they had was they had a marginal tax. So what would happen is if you reach certain threshold, then they would tax X amount of that.
Yeah, I mean,
they'd be
the
like,
average-
okay, now you made $10 million. At $10 million, we get 90% of that 10th million
Yeah,
or whatever.
the average actual corporate
But even
tax
if you
rate
did
was
that
41%.
right, even if you did that right now, it wouldn't put a dent in the debt. Wouldn't
That's
even
why I say
dent
we
it.
also need to make the government smaller. Thomas Massey's plan is to take 6 cents off of every
And
dollar
what does our
funding.
government spend the most money on?
Our debt and
No.
the military,
No.
and then
It spends
yeah.
the most amount of money on entitlements.
Yeah, get rid of entitlements.
Okay, so you want to both sides it and get all the people who are collecting Social Security to stop collecting Social Security.
They've paid for it. I think. No,
But
they're
that's
paying
our
for-
biggest
I'm not talking about everything, like every single thing. I'm saying reducing food stamps, reducing stuff like that. We're paying for our own retirement.
Sure, let's get-
So I would make a law that says people born from this date, there's no longer Social Security. And what I would do is we don't need a post office. That's pretty
So
outdated.
people who've been paying into Social Security, they're now, I don't know.
That's why you
They're now,
start-
hang on, now they're 59 years old. They don't get it. Fuck them.
No, that's why I said we have to make this law in advance to start for people who haven't been born yet or paid for into Social Security.
So we're going to rack up another 60 years of debt?
No. There's other forms to deduct. There's, the post office.
You know, baby, we would like to take you seriously, but I don't think you thought this through. I mean, I could I could pose a better argument because I got to be well read about the economy, economics. I have some old books here that really goes into about the American, what happened to the money system. I think one good, but I think she should get this to try to prove a point with Andrew is the book is titled Gold, Dollars, and Power. The Politics of International Monetary Relationships from 1958 to 1971 by Francis J. Gavin. Read that, baby, to get just an understanding. And there's some other books that's economic, but I'm just giving something to start off with. Anyhow, let's keep going, guys. And before I continue, I see somebody wrote in the chat. Let me see. Brandon writes, she is right about that. There was 20-1 between a manager and CEO. Now it's 200-1 between manager and CEO. Damn, I didn't know it was that much. Woo! That's a big margin. All right, let's go.
Office is completely useless. We need to take money off of everything. Everything's going to suffer a bit, but also, like Doge was supposed to do, we need a better system of people who aren't connected.
You know what's funny is I agree with you on some of the prescriptions that you have.
Yeah.
Right. For instance, shrinking the size of government in some arenas, I think, is a great idea. Probably not the military. Definitely entitlements. I think that I think the idea of a massive corporate tax is just going to raise consumer
I
good
don't want
prices.
a massive one.
But hang on. It's just no matter what you do, it's going to raise consumer prices. So the thing is like, even if I agree to some of these prescriptions, if we're going back to the original point now, we're going to tie it back in. How the fuck are you going to get other people to agree with you on it? How? How are you going to get people to give up their entitlements? Saying I can do it. They're all voting in the interest of their entitlements. All of them. The whole reason democracy doesn't work in the long term, the reason that republicanism is much better, and the reason that the average person probably shouldn't vote at all is exactly this reason. Because once they realize they can raid the treasury as a monolith, which now they know how to do by voting in politicians who will raid the treasury in order to give them entitlements, democracy's fucked. The second that happens, it's fucked.
I think the left really needs to be, and I mean everyone in general needs to be more educated on.
More educated.
No, I'm on the financial state of our country, because for so long both sides have been like, oh, it's whatever, we print money sort of vibes, but no one really understands.
I don't want to educate the stupid. You can't educate them. You just don't let them vote. That's what you do. You just stop letting stupid fucking people vote.
I do agree we need like some sort of
18-year-olds
competence.
shouldn't be voting.
I don't think they should be voting either. I think there needs to be a competency test so you can understand how basic things work.
How about stakeholder? That would be good. Something.
You know, I'm kind of conflicted about the age of voting, and I want people that's watching this channel and that's you subscribe or unsubscribe to the channel or whatever. What is your views about the age restriction of voting? You think it should raise now because now we see a society, even people that is now 18 coming up, or for the previous decade, start to, I guess, either they're involved in the political process or not, either locally or even to the president's office, that there should be an increase of what's the right age for somebody to really, participate in the political process in regards to voting, because I think how I see it, yeah, it has been watered down. And let's be honest, most people are not being educated what is politics. No school systems teaching them politics unless you go to school. That's how I see it. But I don't know. Y'all tell me in the chat room or in the comment section. Let's go.
Something like that. Some kind of stake in the game.
I don't know about stake because poor people.
Yeah, those.
I'm disabled. Does that
Of
make me
course.
unable to vote because if I'm poor?
If you're,
Do I not get a stance
here's the
in
thing
it?
that's funny is like, so you just made my point for me. If you're disabled, right, and you vote, you're not going to vote against your own disability, are you? You're not going to vote against cash for your own disability.
Well, I don't get any cash for it.
If
but
you did,
of course I wouldn't.
of course you wouldn't. You're going to vote in your interest, and that interest is robbing the treasury of other people's money for you. That's the problem with democracy and power blocks, and that's why your plan of both sidesing, all the both siders, are retarded. It doesn't work in real time.
I'm not saying complete work for. I mean, vote for who you want to vote for based off of whatever values and what wants is. The only thing I'm asking for people to agree on is to, like, I hate.
Oh, sorry. Hello, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's good? Hope all is well with you or whatever. Happy Saturday to you too. Thank you. And if you have any comments or let us know in the chat room. Let's go.
Gavin Newsom and how everyone's calling him the president because they watch whatever because he's the loudest and they're like, oh, Gavin Newsom president. I'm saying, but if you look at his past, he's a corporate like slime ball. I'm just asking people to, before they judge people based off of their party, look at their campaign
So
contributions.
people are so fucking stupid
They
that
are
they're
stupid.
willing to vote a guy like Gavin Newsom into office, and you think you're going to convince those people to go along with your
Yeah,
plans.
everybody's kind of waking up to like the whole Israel thing and the
That-
deep state and
that's
all
a
that.
completely that's
There's-
an X position. Listen,
It's happening all over the place already.
Israel, the support for Israel. I'm just going to be completely blunt with you. A lot of people don't like hearing this, but they know it's true. The position of support for Israel globally is still a very popular position. In
Can you look
fact,
that up?
it's much. Yeah, you can.
look that up,
You can look it
Andrew?
up. It is still a very popular position to have support of Israel. What you're talking
The
about.
boomers, not young people who are taking over.
Yeah, but young people don't support shit. They hate everything, which is fair. I understand that. I get it.
So I
But
think-
what you're talking about, when you're talking about the global awakening, right?
Yeah.
The global awakening to do what? The leftist global awakening is to, well, we're going to soak the millionaires and billionaires, and we're going to raise the corporate taxes, and we're going to stop.
You might have to rewrite your comment. It did not go through for Google. Brandon 4703, just let you know. So you're going to rewrite it or put in a super chat because I'm not seeing my end. So I guess Google did not like that comment. Let you know. Let's go.
These people from taking away your birthright by instituting more forms of entitlements and individual rights for abortion, things like this. The right-wing Great Awakening is we're going to stop foreign powers from interfering in our business, focus on families, and remove degeneracy. They're dialectically opposed to each other.
Yeah, not really. I'm
Yeah,
saying
really.
vote for who you want. And the thing is take out the corporate PAC money. It's as simple as that. See how they vote on Israel. Like 83% of people vote towards Israel. Like, vote all those fuckers out. Start with that.
Look, you can get rid of the PACs. This has been looked at
Let's start
many,
with
many
that,
times.
okay?
The problem is that you give media then a massive upper hand.
No one watches. No, you're talking about like boomers. The media, like,
I don't know. Do you think that young people are voting? They don't vote. Who votes? It's the old people who vote.
well, they're about to, yeah.
Yeah, he
not
is
be around
right.
that much longer.
Of course. Andrew's right. Young people as a whole in mass are not really participating in the political process like that. They're what we seem to believe. They're not voting. The people that's voting right are Gen Xers and some old baby boomers and older millennials right now. But overall, no. The people that's Gen Z and up are not, well, Gen Z right now that's 30 and probably turn 29 are not really that politically active like that. from what I'm seeing. All right, let me see the chat room. Okay. All right, you wrote it. All right. I'll read it now. You're right. Who is the deep nowadays? Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Let me keep playing.
And what's left now is.
Oh man, I've been
is-
hearing for 20 years the boomers are about to die out.
No, I mean, I hope
They're going to
that-
be around for a long time.
I look things at a bigger picture of how things are going to be swaying and how politics is going to look. So what I see is, the only people like who watch Fox and like mainstream news are mostly some Gen X, but like boomers. Everybody else who are young are coming onto like YouTube and stuff for sources. And if you look at them, everyone who's actually like has influence for young people, they all agree with exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, interesting. The deep state was originally, the term itself came from a Turkish man named Duran Devlet, and is described by a secret military and political network that operates outside democratic control. And is a hidden network inside the government, such as intelligence agencies, military leadership, or enhance or entrenched bureaucrats operate independently of elected officials and influence policies behind the scenes. Okay, so that's what it is. I hope that was clear. I'm not even going more detailed it, but that's what it is defined.
They're telling other people.
They don't.
Yeah,
No,
they do. About
they
the
don't.
PACs.
The problem is, you're right. People do switch over to online now instead of old media. They do. And you know who else they see there? They're not just seeing like a base Chad right-wingers. They're seeing Hassan Piker. They're seeing Destiny. They're seeing all these left-wing scumbags who are pushing their left-wing message. And guess what? That poisonous message, that's worked. It's worked well.
Yeah.
And you act like this dialectic just doesn't exist because
from them weirdos, especially one of them that have they're questionable sexually. Unfortunately, you shouldn't be getting information like that if you're getting from them weirdos. So I agree with Andrew on that one.
you wish it didn't,
No,
but it does.
I literally watch all of them. There's something changing in politics. Like,
What?
everyone's realizing we're not each other's enemies. Like, let's say, I know you're not. I watch both.
It's like the opposite.
I
It's
watch.
Like, it's like the opposite.
Yeah,
They're
because you're
realizing
on
everyone's your
everyone's
enemy.
evil side. Like Tucker Carlson had the dude on that from the Young Turks with the. There's even a website where you can go sign up.
Sankiger.
Yeah. Just promoting the site to where we can all make a pact to end the pact sort of vibes. And
Yeah,
all
Sankiger has been on the end money and politics train for an awful long time. It's really funny, though, because a lot of that comes from Sankiger focusing on the fact that he was a media talking head who is very
most of these
important.
people.
And a lot of these guys thought that if you got rid of PAC money, that they would be able to utilize media like they did the original time Donald Trump ran, where they used media to try to demonize him, run the Steele dossier, run conspiracy theories about him. You do give media an upper hand. I agree. I hate the fact that there's PACs in politics. I do. But the fact of the matter is that media is so fucking corrupt, you can't trust them either.
Well, that's why I also advocate for people to fact check, and young people are realizing people
young people are dumber now than they've ever been.
Yes, that's why I would
do you
agree
mean?
that
They fact check.
that's why I would.
Yeah, I might agree with Andrew. Yeah, young people are not doing fact check when they hear information that makes them feel good. If it makes them unfeel good, they might check it. And 9 10 they're not gonna waste time checking. They're gonna think it's wrong, and no one wastes time to look at it. But if we're talking about a generation of young people that's in their 20s and early 30s now, or late teens, 20s, and just touching 30, they're not doing what we call checking information. If it doesn't make them uncomfortable, they'll take it as factual, and that's dangerous. Y'all guys might agree or might disagree, but that's how I see it. If you think otherwise, let me know.
Agree that we should raise the voting age, but
To what?
maybe like 25 or something.
How about instead of raising the voting age, you put in a restriction like got to be married and have kids?
That's the whole Christian nationalist thing.
What's wrong with
now.
that?
The majority of the country is Christian technically, but I don't think even they would want that.
Why not?
You're kind
Seems
of
like a good idea.
You're kind of eliminating like your strength in the vote if you do that, right?
Why? How?
Because if you and your wife both vote for the person you want,
Yeah.
if you're eliminating it, then you only get one vote instead of two.
Well,
It
so
doesn't
going to
make
be the
any
people
sense.
with families and kids are going to be more aligned with my ideology.
Yeah, but you're still going to lose if you. Does that make you higher likely to lose?
No, maybe make you higher likelihood to win if the people who vote are more aligned with your ideology.
No, because there's a lot of
Yes.
leftists, right?
Who don't have families because they kill their kids.
You said married. You didn't say you can only.
I said
vote.
married with kids. You have a family.
Yeah, well,
Why don't you do one household voting? Something like you don't even have to do that. I'm just saying that anything that has stake in the nation is going to be better than this dumb idea that just everybody should be enfranchised. Our founders didn't want that. They hated it. They hated the idea that everybody would be enfranchised. They didn't want anything to do with that.
well, the founding fathers also, gave us the way to amend the Constitution because they understood that they didn't have all the answers and society would change.
They didn't want it amended so that everybody could vote. I can tell you that.
Well, they put that ability in, and this is where society took
That
us.
was interpreted, by the way. But the thing is, it's funny about
Everything's
this.
an interpretation.
Yeah, the thing that's funny about this is like, no, they had no intention. They didn't trust the electorate because they thought they were stupid, and they were right.
Well, times haven't changed in that regard, but
They haven't.
yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, that's
Let
the
me,
whole Christian nationalist thing I don't agree with.
That's not even Christian nationalist.
A lot of people can't have kids. So
Did I put the restriction you had to be a Christian?
no, a lot of people can't have kids.
So what? Fuck them. Why do they get to vote? What makes it a right that people
That's so
have? Like,
stupid.
oh, you get to vote just because you exist. Like, that's the stupid
That's-
position.
That's the Constitution.
No, it's not.
Currently,
No.
currently, yes, it is.
It was never intended to have a vote. It was never intended for everybody to vote, ever. Never.
What they did intend to do was give us the option to change it. And we have that option. So if you want to take away that right, let's do whatever it's called, the conservation.
I thought you just got done saying you like the 10th Amendment. Huh? So why don't you just leave voting restrictions up to the state, like we used to? So then the state, right, the state can actually put in the representatives instead of you. Doesn't that sound better?
I mean, like, I'm not completely opposed to that, except that I would kind of make different, like, completely. The United States wouldn't be very united anymore, and we'd all just live
It's
in
not
different.
united now.
And your worldview.
No,
it's
just not. It's just not united. I don't know. I don't know if you know that this state that we're in right now is like a whole different universe than the state that I currently live in. It's like
Yeah,
a
I
whole
get
different
that.
world.
But basically, I think we should do a competency test. I don't think I mean, there's smart people who aren't married or with kids. I think that's kind of fucked up to not let them vote.
Why? Where's this idea that everybody should have the right to vote come from? Because
Our
it certainly
current Constitution?
didn't come from our founders. Yeah, but what are you
The founding
basing?
fathers
what
is
are
a whole different world.
Well, what are you even basing it on, though? Forget the Constitution for a second. What, from your view, actually makes it something that you think is right that everybody should be able to vote? What?
Like my
You just want them
values
to?
set aside. Like, yeah,
What part of your value set's demanding that?
like God, Jesus, all
God
of
would
that.
demand that everyone could vote?
No, not. God would demand not. Yeah, being fair to everybody, and
What?
like Jesus would.
You
Jesus
would demand that everyone could vote?
No, none of them would demand anything because they don't get into politics, right? But what they do, what Jesus does advocate for is groups that are seen as outcasts, the poor,
That people should be charitable
prostitutes.
towards those groups, not that they should have a say in policy.
But did he say they should though?
Yeah,
No.
well, that would make my point.
Yeah.
What is the value
the
set that you're
ethics of-
appealing to that just makes you think everyone should be able to vote?
What Jesus' words himself?
What words? What words of Jesus Christ makes you think that
Love
everybody should
your
be able to vote?
neighbor.
You have to hate your neighbor if they can't vote?
And yeah, be
What?
kind to the be kind to sorry, I'm blinking. Be kind to foreigners. There's all kinds of things.
Okay, so
feed the
you can be
poor.
kind to foreigners and be nice to your neighbor, and they don't
Blessed
have
are
to vote.
the peacemakers.
Great. The peacemakers can be blessed and they still don't have to vote. I don't understand. Where does this they need to vote part come in?
Because I think we all should be equal, like in that right.
Oh, we should just all be equal.
Yeah, if you can pass the test, that makes you qualified.
Yeah. Why is it though? Again, you see how you interpose
It's in our
immediately
Constitution.
that they should, without appealing to the Constitution. There's things in the Constitution.
You said take the Constitution out of it, so I did.
That's what I'm doing. I'm still asking you the same question. If we have the Constitution out of it, right? Then what appeal are you making that people should be able to do this? What is the ethical dilemma here? You can't vote, and that's unethical because
This is how I put it. Like, yeah, my spiritual beliefs lead me to that conclusion.
what in your spiritual beliefs leads you to the conclusion that it's
For a quick pause. Andrew is wild take. Yeah, he is. The lady, I forgot. She's a woman. They brought her on because she has a high IQ and they label her as a feminist, but she's not really feminist per se. She's on here because I think she has something to bring to the table in regards to debating Andrew about politics, what's going on generally, etc. So I forgot her first name, but she's not on social media like that. Let you know. All right, let's continue.
unethical if guy A is not allowed to vote. What?
We all, whether you're atheist or not,
Yeah.
have been put on a path
Okay.
from God, right?
Uh-huh.
And you choose to make good and bad decisions, right? That's free will. And yeah, I think this whole Christian nationalist thing is trying to control what decisions people make, which is against God.
This literally doesn't answer my question.
Okay, repeat it. Sorry,
So
I
we'll
kind of
start
blanked.
again.
I kind of blanked.
We're not appealing to
Sorry.
the Constitution. We're just purely appealing
I knew
to
where I was going with
your
that.
Christian
Sorry.
ethical system. Why, from the Christian standpoint, is it unethical if some guy can't vote or some girl
we
can't vote?
all have like God's energy in us that tells us what's right and what's wrong,
Okay.
whether we realize it or not. And
Yeah.
we all have that. And my heart says that it's wrong. So, I mean, you can agree differently, but that's literally, that's
So
where the Constitution.
you're just appealing to
that-
your intuition?
Yeah, that's where the Constitution comes in. If you want to change it,
Hang on.
then
I just
cool,
want to make sure I
change
got
it.
this right. The reason it's unethical to not let people vote, from your view, is because your heart tells you it is.
There's right and wrong. That's how our Constitution is formed by the
So then, by
majority
this-
of people saying what's right and wrong.
So then help me out here.
That's
Help me
where
out
we
here.
are.
If my intuition, right, and I make the same exact appeal because God puts on your heart what is right and wrong, I think it's wrong to let people vote.
Well,
Why am I wrong and you're right?
I didn't say you were wrong.
Yeah, but we're appealing now to ethics. So why is my ethics in this case inferior to your own?
I never said I was inferior. That's
So then what I'm doing is just as ethical as what you're doing?
in your own opinion and
No,
your own
in your
heart.
opinion. I'm not asking about in my opinion. I'm asking about your opinion.
I would say no.
Why?
It's based off of faith plus what's stored in the Constitution. If we want to go
Okay,
change
forget
that,
the Constitution.
then-
We're just talking about ethics.
well, ethics is based off of what the whole United States decides. So
Hang on, are you Christian without the Constitution? Constitution's gone tomorrow. You're still appealing to the same set of ethics, right?
yeah, I mean, I call myself a follower of Jesus, not exactly
Okay,
Christian.
fine. But if the Constitution's gone tomorrow, your ethics remain the same?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Then we don't need the Constitution to make an appeal to your ethical system. So in your ethical system, why does everyone need to vote?
if we don't have the Constitution, there is no voting and
You can
anarchy.
still vote. What do you mean? You can vote without the Constitution? There's all sorts of countries that don't have constitutions which
well,
vote.
I mean, what I would do is just get out. Like, I mean, I would.
That's not my question. My question isn't would you leave? My question is what would make it unethical?
I didn't say it would be unethical.
So it's not unethical then for Christian nationalists to try to push for people not to vote?
Yeah, I mean, it's not unethical because in your framework,
Okay.
that's how you see it. But that's
Hang on,
why
hang
I
on.
like the
Well-
Constitution.
I'm asking from your framework. I know how I see it. I'm asking from your framework, how could the Christian nationalist be wrong if you're just saying that the appeal to your ethical system, if the Constitution wasn't there, would be exactly the same, and you can't tell me why it would be unethical at all. Hang on.
Okay.
Why it would be unethical at all for Christian nationalists to say you can't fucking vote.
I think you're putting power upon yourselves instead of leaving it to God. And you're taking away God's plan,
That's
God's
what voting
path.
is. How is voting not that?
But if you're taking, that's what, if you,
What?
okay, let me think about this. Sorry, my brain is
Voting is doing
loopy.
exactly
Is there any
the same
caffeine
thing.
somewhere? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. That's what I'm saying. I believe in the Constitution. And I believe in Jesus' words.
Yeah, but
and I
you're
think
just contradicting
Christian
yourself. You
nationalist
said-
goes against Jesus' words. That's why it's unethical.
Wait, this is super weird to me because you said that Christian nationalists, by taking people's right to vote away, would be doing something unethical because of the appeal to your ethics. And when you appeal to your ethics, you say the thing is that would be restricting free will instead of putting it in God's hands. But then when I point out the contradiction of you wanting people to vote, which does the exact same thing, you just went, oh.
That's a society. I think God should be left out of it. Church and state. Separation of church and state, dude. That's why I'm against Christian nationalism.
Oh.
You shouldn't nationalize Christianity.
So what about your ethics says that you need to separate church and state?
Because of the way Jesus talked about the government. And
Oh, tell me how he talked about the government.
can I look it up? I need some caffeine.
Okay. Well, you do that. I'll have a smoke.
Okay.
Okay. You need caffeine?
Can I have a few minutes? I don't want to leave the podcast. My brain's just.
Well, I mean, I'll engage you on this a little bit because some of the reason I'm even not doing this as a 1v1, much of the criticisms that you sent us were directed at me, directed at the podcast. You, for example, wrote that you thought that we were down to bring on people with opposing views.
Yeah.
And you
This is about the
said-
James Tallarico thing. This is about James Tallarico. That's the whole reason I was mad at you. Is because for like a year almost, I kept trying to get
It
us
wasn't a year.
to, like 6 months maybe, since I started bringing it up. That's why I got mad at you. Is because you told me to find people who I thought were worthy to bring on the show, and then I kept bringing up James Tallarico.
Why are you doing a quote when I'm pretty sure that's not what.
We can
I
go
said.
into the episode because I was saying, because you were telling me to recruit people because I didn't think it wasn't up to you said find people up to my standards of who should be on the show.
What?
You said that on the episode.
On
And,
the episode or in the
that I
messages?
was on, the episodes that I was on, but the people can look it up. And I said, fine. And I did. And then you were ignoring it. That's why I was mad.
Yeah, okay. But you wrote scared to be called out on?
I was trying to appeal to. Yeah, you weren't answering me, so I was trying to appeal
Well, yeah,
to.
well, I'm managing I'm juggling oftentimes hundreds of different DMs. We already had you on 2 shows. We had you on a dating talk panel, and then we had you on a sort of very similarly informal debate. You kind of crashed the debate. There's some other girls there. Frankly, I mean, based off of how this debate is going and your performance in the previous debates, I'm almost somewhat regretting having booked this. Your performance was quite poor on the dating talk. Your performance
Yeah.
was poor. Your performance is poor tonight.
Cool.
You're all over the place.
I've never been
You're
in a
completely
debate.
incoherent.
I'm incoherent.
Well, then why are you asking if you're not a good debater, why are you...
I'm here
Why
for
are
a
you-
bigger purpose, is to talk to the people who actually understand what I'm saying
You
and
were asking-
are
hold on.
tired of the hate.
Tired of, well, we'll get into that, which is part of the reason I'm sitting here on the panel.
Not here on your
relating to
show.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it improved a little bit, but the first 10, 15 minutes of this debate, ooh boy, that was rough. I almost wanted to apologize to Andrew for, look, hey, Andrew's he's a BSD.
What is that?
Don't worry about it. But I feel like I felt bad for Andrew. I'm like, man, you came all this way. We've got another debate for him tomorrow. By the way, guys, those of you who are watching the stream, Andrew will be debating Not So Erudite tomorrow at about, I think we're aiming to go live at 3:30 p.m. So given our 3:45, but 3:30. We're trying to go live 3:30 p.m. tomorrow with Erudite. And so we do have another debate tomorrow. Andrew will be here for our dating talk panel on Sunday. Guys,
Oh, sorry, guys. I was doing something. Let me
if you're enjoying the stream,
fast forward this. As letting these people, chat around, I gotta go back to about the high IQ thing that a lot of people didn't really look at. And as you know, the highest you can go on a high IQ is 160. That's what's considered a perfect score. But we all know, if people didn't know who created the IQ, it was created by a man named Bennett Simmons scale of 1905. So Alfred Bennett, France, is the primary creator of the first successful intelligence test. He worked with Fedor Simmons, and together they produced the Bennett-Simmons scale of 1905. Their goal was to help the French government identify school children who need extra academic support. So really, the IQ scale was supposed to help children to better their education, to understand, and I would say more be on point in regards to regular academic task, meaning reading, writing, arithmetic. They're low or they're subpar, they try to boost by increasing certain things. And the way you know that is with the IQ test of the time in France. Here in America, they do something different with IQ, for those that don't know. And William Stern, 1912, coined the term intelligence quota, is introduced to the original IQ formula. Louis Terman, 1916, creates a standard Binet test. The American version still used today. David Wechsler developed the Wechsler scale, now most widely used as IQ test for adults and children. That's 1939. So that test line was now, I think it's like 87 years old now. Yeah. It's 87 years old. Yeah, I'm right. And like I said, the first IQ test appeared in 1905, about 120 some years ago. No, 120 now. Yeah, 121 years ago. Yeah, that's right. There were attempts to measure intelligence back then. For 1884, France Gauss tried to measure intelligence using sensor tests by modern IQ. As we understand, it began with the Binet work in the early 20th century. And remember, the purpose why it was really invented, it was invented to measure children's mental development related to the age expectations, to help school identify students with needs additional support. Not originally intended to label people as smart or not smart. That came later as the test spread globally. And really, it's really spread globally to really, I don't know what to say, quarantine people, like sterilize people, if people didn't know. So. All right, let's continue.
as you labeled me as an idiot. Now, here's, I guess, where we can get into some substance in terms of disagreement or debate. You wrote, "I'm mad y'all," and when you say y'all, you're referring to me and Andrew, helped with the division in this country.
Yeah.
And then, in addition, there's a lot you wrote. It's a little, you sent me a fucking novel. And talk shit about you. You wanted to talk shit about us profiting from the division of this nation. So there's two things here. There's the assertion that me and Andrew have divided.
Listen,
hold on, stop.
If you want to get into, I literally asked you, and through the text, you said we're not going to go through any of this.
I literally never said that.
Can I show you the text right now? Off
you can't show it on screen, but you can read it. You can read it. So you wrote.
I asked if everything I've ever said to you was fair game, and you said no. Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'll show you literally right now.
I have it on my phone too, but I don't know why we need to get into the meta
because
conversation.
you're literally going against what we just talked about yesterday.
What are you talking about?
I asked what was going to be included in the debate.
The prompts, and then I said plus
Then
your
I
criticisms.
asked you what would be
my
involved in those criticisms.
so
then
regardless
you
of-
sent my older prompts, which literally had none of this in there. So
I never made you a promise that your criticisms would be excluded. Furthermore,
I
don't
just asked you about that because I didn't want you to go through all my messages, and I never agreed to debate you.
You asked to debate me. Otherwise,
I changed it over and over
most
again.
of the time, Andrew comes on and does 1v1 debates. You specifically asked for to debate. Here's what you wrote. I want to debate Andrew and you.
That was,
I'm
look
mad.
at my
Hold
messages
on.
after. I said, I
But, okay,
realize you're
so-
cool,
so
and I have nothing
regardless of-
against you.
Okay, so regardless of that, now I want to move away from the meta conversation. This is on the table. We're going to discuss it. I don't know why you can't
Well,
engage.
I need a break because I asked you ahead of time what we were going to be talking about, and I asked, well, I've blabbered a lot to you. What's going to be included? And then you sent your old prompts, and you said, look,
I sent the prompts, and then I said plus your criticisms. Did I not?
and I said, I asked what criticisms. I've said a lot to you, and then let me find what it says.
Are you uncomfortable defending your previous statements that
Because
you made?
they have changed. My opinion changed. Remember,
so
after
you're-
that, did I not say you did a good, that I have to admit that you were pretty based this last episode. And then I told you I realized what my issue
You're all
with
over
you
the
was.
place.
I told
well, okay,
you
then if
that it was
how about
the way
this?
you act when Andrew is
this
way
is-
different when he's not around on your episodes. I told you that was the reason. I figured out why I have a problem, and I told you exactly why, and that was like a
Okay,
couple weeks ago.
I'm trying to. It's all Andrew's fault. You're right. Everything's your fault, Andrew.
Smoky Man is objectively
Smoky Man
bad.
bad. Smoky Man bad.
Yeah, I needed
Well,
to take a break, and
Okay,
I just
then
didn't
take a
wanna
break.
leave
Then we'll dive right back into it.
Yeah, why don't
We-
you
we
why
have-
don't you read to them that I said like after that you're cool, and I'm glad you're not being fake, and I said all that shit.
Well, yeah, but I think you can say that, and then the things that you said prior to that are still
no,
valid.
I had those.
Here, there. You said you need caffeine. Nathan can assist
I
you
don't even know
with
the
getting
bathroom.
you.
I saw a bunch
But I didn't come
There's-
here to talk about like the whatever podcast at all. Like, yeah.
That was literally within. Oh my God, it's included
Things
in even your
changed.
prompts.
Not, yeah, the new
I'm-
prompts, because we didn't have any prompts left. You asked me to make prompts
Well,
to
I'm
send
sorry
to
that
Andrew.
your communication style is so incoherent.
This
that
is all
one day-
throughout, like, a
Stop.
year.
Shut up. That one day it's Brian, I want to debate you and you're a terrible person, and the next day, actually, Brian, I'm cool with you.
I
think
never
it's
said
fair.
I never said you're a terrible person. I just wanted to
You
know
s-
what you believe in, because you don't always say what you
But
believe
why,
in.
I'm just curious. Why are you so defensive about like going into some of the things that you previously said?
Because I literally asked you ahead of time, and opinions change, and my opinion changed.
Okay, so if it is the case,
I told you I was mad because of the James Talarico thing.
if
That's
I
why.
bring something up and you're like, you know what, Brian, I actually changed my mind on it, then I'll move on. Why don't you go ahead and take your break though,
Well,
and
yeah,
then come
read
back?
them the
and-
last thing I said,
because-
that you're actually pretty
had it-
based. I said that a few weeks ago
Yeah,
or
but-
something.
Okay, take your
okay,
break.
pee time.
Take your break. Get some. Oh my God. Don't. Yeah. That's the. We have some chats coming through here. Maybe I should wait till everybody's back at the table. So Andrew, how you been, man? How's it going?
I've been good. A lot of travel, working on some big projects for the Crucible. We got something extra special coming up that's top secret, but I think it's going to shock a lot of people. It's going to be pretty amazing. And that's happening at near the end of the month. Glad to be back on Whatever with all of
Yes.
you. I know that there's tons of people in the Whatever audience who don't like me, and there's tons of people who do. But even to those who hate me, you missed me, right? You missed me. Admit it. You missed me. By the way, a lot of that exchange, just so you know, these aren't attributed to positions I have. That was for those of you who are slow boys out in the Whatever audience. The Crucible doesn't have this problem, but some of you in the Whatever audience do. Most of you don't, but some of you do. That's called an internal critique. That's me critiquing the position because it's incoherent. So I know that what'll happen is many of you stupid people are going to be like, Andrew believes X, when that has nothing to do with what just happened. What just happened was an internal criticism of somebody's incoherent positions. So that's how you debate. So anyway, just
William
saying.
Payne donated $100. I
normally-
ran an analysis over her body language and here's the result. Posture equals slouching, confidence equals nervous, engagement equals disengaged, expression equals negative, eye gaze equals averted, smile equals none.
All right.
Thank you very much, William Payne.
Let me see if I can fast forward this, guys, because I don't want this. Right. Okay. All right. Let me see what's going on in the chat room. What's good, guys? Make sure you like the stream, share the stream, Ain't no thing. Okay, we doing good on likes, I guess. I guess we could probably open this up. Let me do this. We're going to open this up. Okay. Okay, we're back. All right, so I hope she gets back soon. All right, so open up. Everybody could chat in the chat room now. Let's go.
So whatever that TDS was.
I mean, no, we're just gonna move on. So.
What? Everyone gets to respond.
I mean,
usually.
it was below the threshold, anyways. Okay, go ahead and make your quick response.
I don't think this woman has proved a point against Andrew. Now I think about it, I think she just here just to be talked and be heard, but she's not really sticking on any talking points or anything that really is relevant that is opposed to this little back and forth with Andrew Wilson. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. Let me know in the chat room.
Please.
Well, yeah, okay, I slouched because I have rods down my entire back. I'm not smiling because here you go, smiling. If it was a positive conversation, I'd smile.
I
so.
slouch because of Helldivers too. Because I'm like, fucking the bugs. Sometimes the fascist bugs come out and
I
for
don't
the
think
purpose.
you're a fascist.
No, I'm saying the bugs are fascist, and when they come out for the purpose of democracy, for managed democracy, we have to destroy them. And so that's what we do. And so I ended up with a slouch.
Okay.
All right, so
you're trying to destroy democracy? Is that what I get? Or what?
Okay. So again, going back to this, you wrote that.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to allow me to finish a sentence
sorry.
before you?
Okay, I didn't
quip.
Yeah, sure, but I didn't agree to any of this.
What you didn't?
I asked you ahead of time.
You literally didn't.
I asked you what was fair.
What? I don't know why you're doing this thing where you're attempting to delay what really should be
say
fair
what
game.
you want to. No, but I asked what was fair game because and then you sent me the prop because I was like, what are my disagreements? And I asked you, and then you sent the look it up. We just talked about it.
I mean, do you want to just fucking leave? Is that what you want to do?
I don't want to leave. Why are y'all getting so mad?
Because you've been attempting to delay the continuance of this conversation.
Because I didn't agree to it.
You literally did. You asked for it.
Look it up yourself.
How could you possibly? How can you on one hand send me a message that says I want to debate Andrew and you, and here's all the things I disagree with you about?
If you look back at it, I just kept.
And then you can't do a thing where 5 minutes before the debate starts.
It wasn't 5 minutes before.
You literally said rewind the tape. You were like, Brian, when we sat down here, I said I don't want to talk about that.
No,
sorry, it's on the table.
No.
Okay, can you?
If you let me explain my side of that, of what happened, you don't remember all of the messages because you get 100 of them a day, right? I do remember the messages.
Can you stop with the meta conversation? I know you want to delay here because it's going to make you look fucking terrible. Maybe that's why you want to delay it. But in any case, I think it's fair game. It's completely fair game. And perhaps you don't want to pull it up now because maybe you're not prepared to even defend the words that came out of your own mouth.
Like I said, we can pull up the text. First I wanted to do a
Baron, thank you.
Listen, this is how I will explain it. I wanted to debate you two or even you on your own because
thank you, Baron.
I noticed during the episodes you don't tend to answer a lot of questions. You ask people questions, and you put his point of view on. So my thing at the time was I want to learn more about you. It had nothing to do with I wanted to know your exact stance on things, because you don't always give out the answers to what you actually believe in. That's the only reason why I said that. But then I said, we talked about me being on the panel, and that would be okay. But then I said, oh shit. Then I changed it to just Andrew, because I have shit to say about him. Say to him is what I said. I remember the messages because I don't get 1,000 of them. And then we stopped talking forever, and I said I want to debate because of like the world issues with Epstein and all the corruption. And that's why I'm here now, is for a broader message that literally has nothing to do with the whatever podcast.
Okay.
I know I'm not great at debate. He's one of the best. He's very smart. He has a lot of good talking points. That my bigger mission here, I don't care if I win a debate. I'm here to, like I said at the beginning, we need to just agree on making sure we vote for people who are as
my
least
turn.
corrupt as
My turn now.
possible.
So as recently as Wednesday at, it looks like it's 6 p.m. So this is like basically 24 hours ago. Hold on. Wednesday at 7:36 p.m. So 24 hours ago. Andrew wants to do prompts 1, 3, 5, 6 of the prompts you sent, plus your previously stated criticisms,
And then I asked what,
the ones that you sent
And
via
then-
message.
yeah. And then what does it say after that when I
But
asked
I don't
what?
understand. So even if there was lacking of communication, even if it's from both our sides, what would be your actual objection to getting into other topics?
I agreed to get into other topics,
Like,
but
for example-
my views changed on you once I watched more episodes. So I don't know what you're even fighting. I agree. There is a lot of
then
good
let
that
me
comes
go
out of the
through the
podcast,
then let me-
but there's also a lot of
Why are
fucked
you
up
trying to
shit.
stop it ahead of time preemptively?
Because
Why don't
I didn't agree to it. Like I
But
thought.
let me go through the stated criticisms, and perhaps some of them are still valid. If they're not still valid and you say, changed, then I suppose that we don't have to engage there. But are you just going to continue? What's the term in Congress where they don't let anybody else
Filibuster.
talk? Are you just going to continue filibustering, or can I actually start to get through it? It's been 30 minutes of prattling, and you delay. Why don't I just get through it?
That's not actually what the term is in Congress, but
Oh.
that's not
Well-
what a filibuster is. But I call it a
Yeah.
filibuster.
Okay, I mean, go for it, but I didn't agree to it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It's not that you didn't. Again, I will repeat. You said you wanted to debate me and Andrew, and then you listed all
told
these
you
things.
that-
But okay,
You know, I think she really was inspecting, and she's been clear of the instructions, which I think these two gentlemen were clear when anybody wants to have debate, especially with Andrew alone. The instructions, the directions were very clear. I don't think these guys were scapegoat or playing games when they said what they expect once you come onto the show. I'm not sure why these ladies don't get it. Like, I think they come up here to troll. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I think these ladies come here to troll just to put their name out here. I don't think they're really serious about having conversation or discussion or debates. Do y'all agree or disagree? Let me know.
in any
This-
case,
my
that's fine.
intent
Stop. I'm just going to
changed.
get right into it.
Okay.
You wrote that I'm mad y'all helped with the division in this country, and then you wanted to talk about how we're profiting from the division of this nation. So I guess first, how is Andrew helping with the division in the country?
I would say that calling, like just how you called me a feminist. What did you say I was?
Woke, feminist, leftist, hater, 140 IQ.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of labeling
That would be-
people, and then you only bring on certain types of. I mean, not only, but and then you clip. The majority of what people see are clips, right? That get shown, and they don't watch the full episode.
So labeling is
And
divisive.
no, this isn't
What if
about
the
you.
label
It's
is-
about him.
What if the
It's
label
the
is
way
correct?
he
Who, Andrew?
yeah, it's the way he talks to people on the show and laughs at them, and he continuously talks about, like, instead of fixing the laws that make it fucked up that men have to serve against their will, like, well, let's change the laws. But he always talks about taking away women's rights to vote instead of like, hey, let's change up the fucked up law. And then he said that women are more prone to propaganda. You said something about their period, and it was like a conversation about women in leadership.
That was a Pierce Morgan episode.
You brought like periods up and stuff. Like, I've since the show, I have had a lot of people in my DMs, and they were all very nice. But then they would say stuff like, "I don't think women should have the right to vote," and I think that is making the male loneliness epidemic worse, because if you look at the stats, statistically, more women are liberal, and and you're making, the way you talk about the sexes, and women do this too, which I would like for it to stop, is...
All right. I see somebody else in there, Maggie. I think it's Magby7164. What's good? How you doing? Let's keep going.
Mostly on his side can be very, I would call it toxic. And then also gives guys confidence when they go in my DMs trying to date me, and then...
Oh, guys, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We could use some more likes. If you guys coming in, hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. 36 Moto. Hope you can hear me well. Oh, my mic's good. I'm speaking clearly. I think that's what's going on. But let's keep going.
And like, tell me while they're trying to hang out with someone, that they want to take away my right to vote is, that kind of takes away.
The men who want to date you want to take
that.
away
It kind of takes away their game in a sense. If
how would you know
you've given them a lot of confidence to say that?
Whoa, wait, hold on, really quick. Absent them,
who are these fucking base chats?
Yeah,
by the way, that's the most base shit I ever heard. Like, hey, baby, you want to go out? By the way, you should be able to fucking vote. So it's like, that's fucking what the fuck? What are you guys doing? What do you do?
I'm just saying you're making their chances of getting laid
hold on.
or in a relationship far less.
So, you can't fuck me if I can't vote.
Yeah, so, I would say that's a good idea, ladies.
Yeah, she's gonna lock your legs up.
I don't fuck anyway.
That'll teach the Christian nationalists that women are all gonna stop being skanks if you don't let them vote.
So, I mean, really quick, just on this point. Absent these people disclosing that they're viewers of the podcast, how could you even come to the determination that it's even my viewers that are sliding into your DMs trying to hit on you?
They said they saw me on the podcast.
Like a year ago?
I still get DMs. I've been getting DMs.
Well, I mean, really quick, my position on this. So you're saying some of these men are in favor of repealing the 19th?
Yeah.
I mean, my position on this is...
I just don't think that's a good way to if you're trying to date someone.
Well, yeah, I think probably like if you're trying to flirt with somebody...
Men, don't do that.
Getting into politics.
But I mean, it's the show that gave them the confidence to say that, is what I'm saying.
Well, hold on. Really quick on the question of the 19th.
That sounds like togetherness to me instead of division.
The bros.
Yeah.
Togetherly being alone.
Sounds like together.
I think we're all lonelier. Sorry. What were you going to say?
Yeah. So on the topic of the 19th, I mean, me personally, this is more so something Andrew has talked about. Although my understanding of Andrew's position on this is he wants to pretty much claw back the voting rights from both men and women.
Correct.
But as it relates specifically to the 19th and women's access to the vote, my opinion on this has perhaps evolved to some degree. Currently, in order for men to have access to the vote, they have to register for the selective service. They are subject to forced military conscription in a way that women are not. This would
they should be too.
Can you shut up, please? No. Like I've asked you to not interrupt multiple times.
I apologize. I shouldn't have done.
But like, can you stop interrupting, please? I'm trying to get through a thought here at least go for 10, 20 seconds without being interrupted.
I apologize. It was rude.
Yeah.
I just know what you're going to say already.
She knows what. Okay, tell me what I'm going to say then.
The same thing I'll say is that it's not fair for men that they have to do that for the right to vote.
So my
And
position.
I agree, it's not fair.
Okay, but my position is as follows. So perhaps I'm not quite as hardline as Andrew on this. I'm actually, perhaps in some ways, you might even label me even more of a feminist than actual feminist, even more so than yourself. Perhaps I'm more of an egalitarian. The current status quo is, in order for men to have access to the right to vote, they have to register with the Selective Service. I believe the first step before revoking women's right to vote is we ought to equalize this requirement. Women ought to have to register with the Selective Service, and then, of course, women should keep their right to vote. However, if we're not going to have a serious conversation about equalizing this, then I'm actually, if we make a determination that is, you know what, the current status quo remains. Men have to continue registering for the Selective Service. Men exclusively have to be the exclusive subjects of military conscription. Then, under this landscape, and if it's a final determination, no, women will never be subject to military conscription, then we should have a serious conversation about either repealing the 19th or perhaps we can have the power of women's vote so they get half the power of a man's vote. That would be my position.
I agree for the majority of that. I mean, I think, I don't think anyone should have to do that, especially with AI technology and stuff coming out. It's probably unnecessary. But either get rid of that altogether, or women should have to do the same.
Okay.
Those are my two options. Is that yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anyone should be forced to do that for the right to vote. But if we can't change that, yeah, give women drones and shit. Like,
can I ask you a question? I guess moving off the draft thing, is the system, the current political system, as is, isn't it divisive inherently? So if you have Republicans and Democrats, isn't that already divisive? Two groups of people want different things.
I would also change it from a two-party system, because the way there is the two-party system kind of forces us to be divisive when 47% of people consider themselves an independent, and with all these corporate people that the corporate sorry, my brain's blanking. It's a dyslexia thing. So the way it is that most of us are being forced to vote for people like we don't even really like, due to like the funding issues and who gets the media time. Literally everything I've been talking about. I didn't want to vote for Biden. A lot of never Trumpers voted for Trump and they didn't like him. So I would change. Thomas Massey talks a lot about this. Just the entire system is set up for only two parties, and it kind of forces people to pick shitty candidates and pick a side. And if both sides suck, you choose the less sucky one. And we're all kind of stuck in this, like, this fucked up. Yeah, it's a fucked up system the way we have it right now.
Okay, you also wrote, moving on to the rest of your notes, you wrote, I just want to tell you, you're a little bitch.
Little bitch.
You did write that.
No, little bitch it wasn't actually. Can you repeat it exactly what I wanted to, how I said it?
This is your quote. I just want to tell you, you're a little bitch.
Bish, lil bish is not an actual. And I didn't.
Bitch, yeah,
bish.
bitch.
Can I see that? I don't think I said those words.
You can look it up after the show. I'm not inventing.
I said, don't be a lil bish, is what I said. Don't be
bitch.
A lil. LILBICH.
No, it wasn't. No. Oh my God, bro.
I know what I said.
We're getting in the weeds.
I know what I said. Don't change my word.
Let's pause. Let's acknowledge the chat room. Some few people writing. Andrew Who, Andrew Tate, Andrew Wilson, East Boomer, and if he to be honest with you, Andrew is not a boomer. He's actually a millennial. He was born in the 80s, for those that don't know. Matter of fact, he was born in 84, to be honest. So he's actually a millennial, not boomer. Yeah, I remember they say you can open a jar. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, let's keep going.
words.
I mean, do you want me to take a screenshot? Okay, tell you what. Do you have any cash on you? If I take a
I
screenshot
have like
of it,
$1.
how about this? You have to Venmo me.
Did I say
If I'm
don't be a
wrong,
little
Do you want to
bitch?
do a bet? Do you want to do a bet?
No, wait, I'm
If
trying. I think you
wrong-
might have been right. Did I say don't be a little bitch?
does it matter?
I
I'm
said
trying to-
don't
that's-
be a little LIL bish. That mean that's not a real insult. Don't be a little bitch. When someone
You
I
spelled,
called you a bitch.
Are we debating about lil versus little?
And I said
That's not,
BICH.
that's not the substance of what I'm about to get into.
Okay,
if you
but I'm
wanna-
just saying I never called you a name.
You
I said
literally
don't.
did.
The
You-
only name I called you, yeah, you're don't.
God damn. You know, you might have a point there. Immortal Coil. You might have a point. Let's go.
I
change
have
my
it in front of me.
words.
I didn't change your words. Wait, are you? Do you want to shake hands? $1,000.
What are the
that I'm-
exact same? What is
Little bitch.
don't? But so what's the start? Little bitch.
She's arguing about
No, I'm
little
asking.
bitch over little bitch.
What are the? What's the first part of that?
You literally. I'm not
I said
changing
don't
anything.
be a. But I'm
Oh my
asking
God,
what
you're
was the
actually
sentence?
cooked.
Tell me what the full
Do you want me to
sentence
repeat
was.
it again? I just want to tell you you're a little bitch. Little bitch, not little bitch. That's what you wrote. Anyways, that's
Can
not
I
the.
see it? I don't remember that.
You're getting bogged down here. I'm moving it
Okay.
on to the next thing.
Oh, I
you
do
wrote-
remember that.
Oh my God, you're. Jesus. So,
Dude, can you like? Come
stop,
on,
stop,
I don't
stop.
remember.
You wrote. I used to think you were okay
yeah, I
and
remember
sort
this
of
one.
nice. Can you shut up, please? Can you stop interrupting?
Dude.
You wrote, I used to think you were okay and sort of nice, but you're fake AF and hide behind your mentally ill, mentally ill minions, my viewers, and mystery. Okay. Okay, so how am I fake?
Because this was also about the James Tallarico thing. I was talking about how like fucked up the Charlie Kirk thing was and how I wanted to come here to talk about like real issues. And I was like spilling my heart about like how fucked up shit's gotten in society. And I was mad about like you telling me to find people I find worthy. And I kept bringing up James Tallarico, which would be an awesome debate. Like it would be great. And then you just keep ignoring me. So I talk about all these issues that I think are more important.
How would that make me fake, though? What's
Because like I thought that you didn't want to confront the actual issues. Cause I spilled my heart out about like how corrupt the government is and
okay.
and how I had a message of because he was talking about how like the left is murderous and all this stuff, and I was upset about the majority of I was upset about reactions on both sides. So yeah, I was. And then I wanted to talk about it, and I also brought up James Tallarico.
Wait, can I ask you a question? If I want
And
to... Wait,
okay.
stop. So we get a lot of requests for people who want to come on the show, a lot of requests, and you've already been on twice. And again, I'm not trying to say this to be insulting. Your previous performances were frankly lackluster. I already said this. I kind of already regret having booked this already. Andrew, the superstar that he is, but a little beneath him. I apologize, Andrew, in advance.
Dude, I've seen
But
your other
anyways-
debates. No.
Well, okay. Anyways.
With who?
The girls literally have nothing to say and just repeat stupid shit on the left
But
with
you
no
were-
thought
look,
whatsoever.
I'm not saying this to like intentionally be insulting. You were kind of low priority in terms of getting you back on the show.
That's cool.
Oh, but in any case, I'm not sure how that would be fake.
Okay, Immortal Rights. My only question is, if these guys have so much knowledge of the game, then why don't they do real pickups? You know, that's a very good question. Has Edric or his friend Brian ever did pickup like on the streets of LA or wherever they reside from before on their own content? I'm kind of curious. Anybody can answer that? Let me know. Let's go.
It'd be like, I guess,
No.
is Joe Rogan, like if I reach out to Joe Rogan and he's not responding to me, does that make him fake?
No, what was
Because
fake?
I'm trying to get on his
what
podcast.
was fake is that I didn't think you wanted to talk about real issues. I was saying this is my purpose for being here, and I kept saying James Tallarico.
Okay.
And I was mad that I felt like I had real things to say that are bigger than culture issues to talk about.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're kind of using your name dropping James as an effort to.
I'm telling you why I was mad.
Shoehorn yourself into a debate. But like, I reached out, that email you sent me of his campaign manager, I reached out, no response. So it seems like
I told you
were
ahead of time that it was going to take a while.
Your relation or connection to James Tallarico is a bit dubious at this point. I kind of get the impression that it was just you actually have no connection to him, and his perhaps interest in debate is a bit with Andrew Wilson, perhaps a bit dubious. But in any case,
why did I have the direct contact to the person?
No response. No.
I told you
response from
ahead of
them.
time that it's a.
Anyways,
and look at
a
his
bit
travels.
secondary.
Listen, when I contacted y'all, James was not mainstream and like a few weeks away from the voting has already started. So months and months and months ago,
But
when I started volunteering for James, I told you, hey,
Who the fuck is James Tallarico?
now everybody's going to look him up.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
He's a Christian Democrat who's running for the
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Senate.
I'll debate with
No,
any
that's
Christian
why I
Democrat.
kept trying to. And even on when he was on Joe Rogan, I sent you the link of showing the comments where everyone was saying that you need to debate him.
I sent you his thing. I think.
Everybody.
Ago.
Yeah.
If he's a Christian Democrat, he can't win a debate. It's not possible.
He's
Well,
pretty good
anyways,
at it.
I guess off
Not
of
possible.
the.
So yeah,
I don't believe
he might not be responding now, but he's literally exploded through media and is traveling around right now.
I don't know how me.
I was trying to get him to come
I don't
months
know
and
how
months
me
ago.
Overlooking your messages out of the sea of messages that I do have, I don't know how that's fake, but
Because-
whatever. I'm not going to focus. Don't worry. I'm not.
I'm
gonna-
just.
Okay, but
It's because I
haven't
wanted to
really-
bring a real opponent to debate him instead of these young.
Andrew has gone up against some of the best. Andrew's debated some of the best debaters out there. He's debated
You asked me.
Destiny.
You even said you pay me to find people who I thought were worthy to bring on the show, and I find like the best person
You sent me 2 people, and then one of them was.
no people backed out.
Right.
But I've probably like 5 different times I brought up.
So if you have these so-called alleged people that could debate Andrew, why don't they just go ahead and debate Andrew? What are y'all afraid of? That's the question I asked. This lady talks a whole bunch of shit, but she's not really giving no context. You're not saying nothing, baby. Sweetie. If you came on here to debate Andrew, you're not doing a good job. Andrew had a better opportunity to debate one of your own intellects, not the one that's considered high IQ, because your high IQ is not shown in this conversation from what I'm looking at. Very frustrating, man. Anyhow, let me see what's going on. Immortal rights, they won't do it. The only dudes, the studio Miami thing, XD posers. Okay. All right, let's keep going. I'm just frustrated because I don't want
James Tallarico.
You sent like his name.
And
it's
no,
like,
I showed
didn't
you
know who
his
that
Joe
was,
Rogan
so I was-
episode.
No,
And I
okay.
showed you all the comments where everyone was saying
Well,
that
tell
they
you
need
what,
to
If
debate.
you got, tell you what,
Joe
you got the
Rogan,
connection.
he's
I'd be
not here.
happy to host a 1v1
I'm just saying. Let's go, man.
between Andrew and James.
Christian Democrats aren't going to debate with me.
But
He's done debates like that.
No,
I'm very
telling you.
confident. Like
His
those
team already
politicians,
said he was
those
interested.
politicians only want to take the media that's going to paint them in a favorable light.
He went on
Andrew
Fox.
Wilson,
He's gone on
okay,
Fox and
is
shit.
Easy peasy compared to Andrew. Andrew Wilson will demolish, crush. If he was
he's
gonna
literally
win,
like a
if-
sermon. He literally went to school like studying the Bible. Like
Andrew would demolish.
Yeah, they
Andrew
do
would
it all the
demolish.
time. You know how many times I get these faux Christians who come in and they have these phony ass theology degrees? Cracks me up.
Anyways,
I went to seminary school to find liberal Jesus.
So, yeah, I was mostly irritated that literally.
But the thing is like, look, I don't know this guy. To be totally fair,
Yeah.
I never even heard of him before. For all I know, he's one of the best debaters on planet Earth, right? I got nothing against this guy. I'm happy to debate with him. If he's a Christian Democrat, those are my favorite. So I'm happy to do it. I got no dog
Yeah.
in this fight.
So basically, I was just upset that like I felt like you only wanted to bring people in that I was talking about corruption on both sides, and
Okay.
I was talking,
All right.
it was mostly like I thought you were being fake.
Whoa, that's crazy. that
Giovanni
TTS is coming
J. You
through.
donated $200.
Sounds right.
Talarico is a disgusting hippie Jesus heretic who wears our faith like a skin suit, so you people who despise Christianity will clap like seals. He
Well-
will never debate anyone with an ounce of theology.
Well,
Anyways,
Jesus kind of was a hippie.
Giovanni,
No, he kinda wasn't.
Giovanni, really good to see you. Thank you for the message there.
Take Paul out of it, and Jesus.
You mean take a pinnacle part of the gospel out of it, and then he will be? As long as we just take out the parts that you don't like.
No, I mean we can compare. If you let me take my notes out, what he said that.
I'm kind of just trying to rapid fire through these things here.
Okay.
And then we can get back to some of the prompts. You also, in terms of your criticisms, levied Andrew. By the way, Andrew's been a guest on the Dating Talks very frequently. He's our most reoccurring guests.
And thank you, whatever, for having me, by the way,
Yeah.
to do that.
I agree. Thank you for having me.
But one of the criticisms levied was your whole show's premise is about the male loneliness epidemic, but you're spewing garbage that makes women repulsed by men, ensuring all your incel homeboys never get laid. So really quick, just my response to that, and then I'll let you respond. So you wrote that the whole show, the Dating Talk, the whole show's premise is about the male loneliness epidemic. This It's just simply false. The male loneliness epidemic is not the premise of the show. It's a broad dating discussion show. I don't even really talk about the male loneliness epidemic. It's maybe come up like that actual term.
Okay, let me check the chat room. Yeah, if you wrote some earlier, it did not came up. It was questionable, so you might have to rewrite that. Yeah, Google didn't like what you wrote earlier about Andrew Wilson and the thing. You might have to rewrite that. Immortal. Let's go.
Has maybe come up 2-3 times on the show. It's not a central focus of the conversations that are had on the show. So your premise is flawed. Your premise is erroneous. The premise of the whatever the dating
It's a dating.
talk,
I know it's a dating.
it's not about the male loneliness
Well,
epidemic.
I should have broadened it, but yeah,
It's a total straw man.
It doesn't change the fact that your show makes people more repulsive of each other.
My show makes people more repulsed.
Yeah,
How so?
when people are coming into my DMs, it's because of the way people spoke to me in the DMs about the rights to vote and all of that. And when you're showcasing people who are young and dumb, you give the impression.
Like you?
I'm not young, but thank you.
How old are you?
38.
Well, I'll take back the young part.
So can you tell me what makes me dumb? I'm not good at debate. What have I agree with the majority of what you say. So what makes me dumb?
Well, let's investigate your claim first before I have to give an accounting of what would make you dumb. But you're claiming I bring on these young and dumb women. How's that? I don't understand how that's related.
Yeah, because you give an image that we're all asking for people to make $1 million, and that
I don't say that.
people. I'm giving a broad of how people perceive it. That everybody's entitled.
Okay, if I perceived you as a dinosaur, is that correct? Is that true?
In your head.
Okay, but so is it possible that somebody could have a false perception?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
cool. I get you're doing some good things with that, but I think if you're doing some good things about getting rid of people's perceptions on, feminism did go too far. You are doing some good things to get rid of some people's perceptions, but I think if you wanted to be fair on it, you would have a broader sense of people, even maybe bringing young, like Trump supporters and testing them out to see if they know how many branches of government there are.
Wait, hold on.
And
hold
then
on, wait.
let me get back.
I don't want your gish. You're doing a gish gallop. So basically, I would like an attempt to maybe we can do one by one.
Yeah, I was going to get back to the point.
Because if you give me a bullet like 10 things,
Yeah.
it's hard for me. So I'd like to do one by one. So okay, you're saying that there's a lacking of diversity in terms of the guests that we have on the panel. You're saying, Brian, you bring on a very narrow range, a very narrow type of women onto the show that isn't representative of, there's these really intelligent women out there, or there's women on the left. And by the way, the panels are frequently tend to be a little split politically. You'll have women who are liberal, women who are moderate, you'll have women who are right wing, you'll have women who are conservatives. So this idea that I'm, for example, only bringing on liberal women is not true. And by the way, liberal women and conservative women can equally get the smoke, because a lot of these conservative women, they're covert feminists. They're actually feminists. And, Sarah Stock, who we had on the show, who recently had this, who was, most people would have said, based off of her political takes, was like super right wing, like far right wing. And she's a total she's basically Lauren Southern.
Yeah.
Total grifter.
Yeah.
Total trad fraud.
There's a lot of them out there.
Right. So this idea that, you can't, I'm not levying this criticisms toward conservative.
All right, let's look at the comments now. Let me check. Let me see. She had a good point. Same with Fresh and Fit. They bring vegetables on the show, argue with them, then sell it as dating advice. By golly, I cracked the code. Yeah. That sounds about right. Sounds right. Yeah. Agree. Oh, guys, I know I got a few people here, 10, 13, 16, 20. If you be so kind, hit the like button, subscribe, and participate in the chat room. The chat room's open for everybody to talk, so let's go.
Women is completely false.
I didn't say
the conservative women can get the smoke too.
I didn't.
Honestly, hold on, really quick. Final thing, and I'll pass it back to you. I think some of these conservative women, I sometimes respect the OF girls, the hoes.
They're real.
The liberal women, because in some ways they tell the truth.
Exactly.
At least they take ownership of being whores.
I totally agree.
Whereas some of these conservative chicks, the fake trads, they fucking lie. They're Sarah Stock. They're claiming to be trad, but they're not. I'm a virgin, but they're not. A lot of these girls who come on claiming they're conservative trad.
It's a lie.
I'm a virgin. By the way, I make it a habit not to expose people, but I'll get DMs from some guy that they were smashing the week before. So they can all get the smoke. I'm not just picking on the liberal women, but we have a vast diversity of guests. They're young, they're old. We've had women who are 18 all the way to in their 70s. We've had women who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s come on the show. We've had women
Aren't you close to 40?
Yeah, she's 38. We've had women who have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhDs. We've had doctors. We have had lawyers. We have had professional women. And yes, we have had women who are sex workers. We've had OnlyFans girls on. We've had women who've dropped out of college, dropped out of high school even. So we've had a vast diversity of guests in terms of their age, in terms of their profession, their political leaning, their educational achievement. By the way, I'm not some intellectual titan here. I dropped out of community college. I used to do silly prank videos. I wasn't schooled. I don't have a philosophical foundation for my when I engage in these debates. Sometimes I get smoked. I'm on the back foot sometimes.
Same.
So this idea that I'm some intellectual titan bullying these uneducated women, actually the truth is the majority of our guests on average have higher educational achievement than me, the college dropout.
Look,
Anyways, I was
that
rambling
wasn't
there.
really about it's kind of, it's mostly, it's not about any of that. I realize my issues is when he's on the show and the way he talks to
She
people.
just doesn't like you, Andrew.
I do like you. I just don't like the way you speak to people.
You've spoken to me worse today than I've spoken to you.
No, I mean, you're being great. It's every now and then you'll go, you'll say some fucked up shit.
When people do horrible things to me, and I respond.
And
That's
and
hang on,
then-
hang on,
and-
hang on, hang on.
Oh,
let me,
I
let
get
me
it.
defend myself here for a second, right? What it seems to me is that the most common complaint that I hear is that I don't allow myself to get bullied, attacked, my wife to get attacked, my family members to get attacked and doxxed, and I'm not a passive bitch when that happens. That seems to actually be what all those criticisms tend to reduce to. Give me an example of when it is that I was way out of line, where the other person wasn't doing everything in their power to be agitating or to come after me first.
Agitating? What do you mean by did they call you something messed up first, or did
Generally
you just call them
speaking,
whores and talk about?
First of all, when I call a woman a whore or a prostitute, it's because she's a whore or a prostitute. Do you recognize the distinction? It's like,
I get what you're saying.
So
but
if you're
you
not a
also attacked
prostitute, if you're-
Charlie
if
for
you're
just
not a
stating a
pro-
fact. So
oh, what was the fact?
that your wife has 3 baby daddies,
If
which is
you're-
not meant to
well,
be
here,
an
help
insult,
me-
was
help-
it? It's
help-
not an insult.
It's not. Well, help me out here.
It's not an insult.
I'm just wondering, if you're married to a man and you have his children, is he your baby daddy?
I mean, technically.
That's what you consider a baby daddy?
Well,
so every couple out there, every married couple, all of their wives have baby daddy.
I mean, technically, yeah.
So then I guess my response in the future should just be, well, so what? You got a baby daddy. Does that even make sense?
I mean,
that sounds.
I don't
that
think she
literally
meant it
sounds
as an insult
stupid.
at all.
Of course she did. Not only that, her prescription, honestly, and the reason that it got so brutal back and forth was because she basically wanted me to kill my kids.
I saw the episode. She didn't want you to.
Yeah,
kill her.
she
You're
did.
kind of twisting what happened.
No.
She was making a dig at you because
She said it'd be better to have aborted.
She said it
Which
would
is
be
fucked
better
up,
for
but
me to kill my
she-
kids. Yeah.
From my perspective, it looked like she was taking a dig at having to live with you.
And then Rachel called her, smacked her around, which was hilarious. The whole point is like, fine, if you women want to make digs at my wife, do it to my wife. Because watching her completely dismantle and destroy your worldviews is one of the funnest things that anybody has ever seen on planet Earth. And the reason women tend to attack me through her is because they're petrified of her for good reason.
Your wife is awesome. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, you just took it as an insult and she didn't really say anything insulting.
Bullshit. That's lies and bullshit and
I don't
reframing.
know.
And not only that,
I didn't see it as an insult.
let me just seed the ground. That one time, let's just assume for a second,
Okay.
one time after a 6-hour debate with a bad faith interlocutor who was so stupid, the thing she had a degree in, I still smoked her on.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay, the thing she had a degree in that she studied her whole life, I still beat her on that topic too, just having a passive knowledge of it. Okay, let's just assume for a second that one time I lost control briefly. So what? I've done thousands of debates.
I mean,
how many debates have you done?
This one?
Yeah. So the thing is like, and you haven't exactly kept your cool. You haven't
What do you
exactly
mean?
You know, Andrew is making a good point. I don't know what she mean by he lost the baits. It's very rare to find Andrew really lost some baits, unless I'm not keeping up. I know what y'all listen to, but all right, whatever.
cool, calm, and collected. You haven't exactly balanced the room. You haven't exactly had the best showing. And so the thing is it's like, even if it's the case that I were to grant this, that out of 6 hours of completely decimating this person's worldview, she managed to get in 15 seconds of a dunk that liberals went crazy over, who were homosexuals mostly, by the way. The fact of the matter is like, so what? Anybody else who's in my shoes, right? They just get decimated by these people over and over and over and over and over again. They can't keep their cool. They can't stay calm. They can't stay collected. Case in point.
What do you mean? Like, yeah, my brain gets foggy and I lose track of what I'm saying, but I haven't been mad. I've stuck up for the conversation that we had. The only time I got annoyed was when he went against the terms of what we agreed to.
Oh, so you got annoyed?
Yeah, I wasn't mean to him. Was I mean to him?
How could you be annoyed?
I wasn't
when
mean.
you felt like somebody was being bad faith and misrepresenting something.
All
you
I did was-
hang on.
I didn't- was
Are
I
you
mean,
saying that
though?
when you felt like somebody was being misrepresentative of a
I
view,
stuck up for myself
that
in
you
a
got-
nice
that you
manner.
stuck up
In a
for
nice,
yourself and got
polite
annoyed.
manner.
Yeah.
Every time I do something wrong, I apologize. I thanked her for having me
Well,
on
now
the
go
show.
do 3,000 more of these, and we'll see if you ever lose control in one. But the thing is, it's funny, is it's like, yeah, of course, people are going to attack me viciously. And occasionally they're going to get some vicious attack back. But generally speaking, I match energy.
I think that sometimes your attacks go a lot
Like
harder
what?
than the others. I mean, I'd have to relook
Yeah,
through
exactly. You
your
have
videos.
no examples.
Are
None.
your yawns genuine, by the way?
I'm
Or are
almost
those,
yawning like every single
those,
second. What?
Like, I don't know. You know how somebody could yawn?
No, like, you know when you like, yeah, it keeps almost
yeah,
happening over
I know
and
what
over
a
again.
yawn is, but sometimes you can yawn like in a
Oh.
way to be okay.
Do
Well,
I
let me just-
seem
I
like I'm
just-
trying to be rude to anybody?
Well, yeah, but that
How?
aside, well,
If it's a fake yawn,
No.
that's
I
rude.
just
keeps always
look.
happening.
I just
I'm drinking
consider
my
it.
energy drink.
I just consider it trolling. Like I don't even care. But the thing is like the reason that I always bring this up is because there's just never any good examples ever. Most of the time that women are trying to tone police me is because they're actually saying that I just need to be passive. I'm not allowed to defend myself. I'm not allowed to defend my family.
That would
not
be
allowed to do
Jesus'
anything.
way. I mean, defend yourself, but
Jesus'
be meek.
way. That's
Wait,
not what-
didn't Jesus
God.
like throw
Blessed
the
are the
table
peacemakers.
over?
That was in the church
call
for
them
taking
viper
money.
or-
That wasn't in during. Yeah,
Are you-
he didn't call everybody.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? Are you aware that at the time of Jesus Christ, that if you made a personal insult towards somebody, they would often kill you?
Yeah,
Did Jesus call people vipers?
yeah.
And that's
Some of them.
that's a killable offense?
Jesus didn't say that though. That's
Yes,
like
he
the
did.
Old Testament.
No. What? How could Jesus say that in the Old Testament?
Show me where, without Paul.
Yeah.
Let's take Paul out of
Sure.
it. Did he say
It said
that?
it in
Did he
Matthew.
say to kill them?
Kill? What?
So what do you say? Did he say? Yeah, you said it was a
No, what-
punishable
It
by
was
death.
so insulting. You would get killed for saying it to somebody.
Yeah.
People like you live in what's called presentism. You see, in common parlance, a lot of the words that we consider to be insulting are moderate insults. Ultimately, they're moderate insults, like you're a stupid bitch, you're an idiot, you're tarded, blah 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 blah. Those aren't things people generally kill each other over. In the time of Christ, they did. They would kill you for insulting them and slighting their honor, slighting their wife. And oftentimes the law would back them up on this. And so the thing is like when Jesus would say something like that, right, that caused so much insult as to cause a person to respond by killing them. And so this idea that tards have that for some reason Jesus, who called people whitewashed tombs, killable offense, called them vipers, killable offense. He said that they were hypocrites, killable offense. And by the way, they
you look that up?
did end up killing him. By the way, they did. They crucified him.
Yeah.
And so the thing is it's like this is what's called tard theology. What happens is a bunch of people got together and decided that Jesus was a tree-hugging hippie, when in fact, when you're really speaking truth to power, it's the most insulting thing on planet Earth to the powerful. And so what ends up happening is there's this great conflation which happens that Jesus was all about hugs and kisses.
Well, his words were like.
Except when he was calling people broods of vipers.
Can you look that up?
Sure, look it up. It's
the
in
quote?
Matthew. Yeah.
No, not calling people vipers, but you
the-
said something that. Did he say it was a killable offense?
No. Andrew's saying that back then,
It was, but Jesus
insulting-
didn't say that.
Yes, he did. No.
No, wait.
No. He was insulting people. He was insulting them by calling them broods of vipers, by calling them whitewashed tombs. These were things which were so insulting, people would kill you over them. So don't tell me Jesus didn't insult people. He gave them the ultimate insults. So insulting that it was a killable offense in his time.
I think saying vipers is talking about people doing evil things.
think she
but
understands what-
no, I do understand. But it was a killable offense. But
When you insult a person, do you generally expect that they're going to kill you?
no, I get exactly what you're saying. I just don't
Answer the question, sweetie.
think. Yeah, Jesus didn't say he was going to kill people.
No, that's not what Andrew's saying.
But I know
At the
I know
time
what
that
you're saying.
Jesus-
I get that. What's the time?
But
I get what you're
Andrew's
saying.
contention is not that Jesus said that that's a killable offense.
That
He's
it
saying-
was at the time. I get it.
But those are two separate things. So there's what Jesus said, and there's the social cultural zeitgeist of thousands of years ago.
Yeah, so why are you calling what Jesus actually did say woke? And even though it was a different time period.
First of all, woke
Like-
means infantilization.
Okay, so that was a whole different time period. Why are you using that for modern times? Like, it just doesn't make sense. If you can agree during the time period, things were different, and the Bible was written
because we have
of that.
context. We have context, and not only do we have context, but I have church history, which has an apostolic succession, which goes all the way back to the time of Christ, to the original apostles,
Yeah.
which would include Paul.
I mean, he wasn't technically an original apostle, was he?
Well,
Can you
okay.
stop
Oh,
the
sorry,
counting?
sorry.
I'm sorry. Were you aware that Paul hung out with Jesus' apostles?
Yeah, and a
Now,
lot
let
of
me ask you
them.
a
Wait,
question.
I'm not.
Hang on, I just wanna make sure
I
that-
didn't.
yeah.
I wasn't finished answering.
You finished, baby. You finished. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, that's it. Anybody have any last minute comments in the chat room? Say now a very holy piece. A very interesting conversation. I think the woman did not really hold her end at all. She's giving what if scenarios, but no context. And I understand why these ladies come on the show thinking that they're gonna win a debate. If you're going to debate a person that is teaching people how to debate, regardless of people's views about Andrew, you better come correct, in my opinion. Because he's gonna challenge you, he's gonna question, he's gonna ask the right questions. I would advise some good books before I call this a day. Maybe she needs to start looking at, or people that's not a baiter should go to some literature books. One good book that I just got, and it's a very interesting book, still reading it. It's called Master the Secret Language of Charismatic Communication, the Cues, Small Signals, Incredible Impact. I think some ladies need to read that book. And I have another book that you could probably look at, but this ain't a book stream. So anyhow, what's your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment below. You know, if you're not subscribed to the Chaos Rain Show, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that top notification bell for uploads, live streams here on the Chaos Rain Show. And all other follows of the social media links, they're in the description below. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time. The Chaos Rain.
See? A very high IQ.
Are you freaking kidding me, chick?
No, it's all here.
Yeah, right. They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.